47.
Just in case it didn't start. Yep, I see it. Hey everybody, welcome to Muscular Development's live watch party for the Yamamoto Pro Cup taking place right now in France. Joining me for our coverage, all the way from the United Kingdom, Giles Tiger Thomas. And of course, behind the scenes making all this possible, our tech wizard, Jen Geraci. Did I say it right, Jen? Geraci? So right now, we're watching the stream. It's on the Yamamoto Nutrition Instagram. So thanks to them, because this is very high quality. It's not the iPhone Instagram stories we were looking at last weekend in the show. Where were we last week? Italy? Right?
Arnold.
UK. It's all a blur. Yeah. So last week we were scrambling to get decent footage. We got it from places like Samson Dauda and other places, AJ's World of Bodybuilding. But today, Yamamoto Nutrition, it's their show. They're the sponsor, and they are providing a very high quality stream on their Instagram. And that's how we're able to bring this to you. I got to skip ads. I'm looking at, I don't know what this is an ad for.
I did that.
So right now, men's physique is on. They're doing individuals. After that is going to be classic and open bodybuilding. And Giles, who are you looking most forward to seeing today in the open?
Marc Hector versus Patrick Johnson. I'm got to be honest.
Totally agree with
because this morning, Mark reached out to me because I sent him a voice note. I was literally driving down to pick Ronnie up, and I sent him a voice note in the car. And I said, Mark, I says, mate, I says, you know, you look fantastic. I said, but you kind of came in a bit too heavy there. I said, you need to drop 6 to 8 pounds. I thought, because he originally told me he wasn't doing France. He said he was just going to go and do Italy. And then yesterday, was it yesterday? I think I put on the MD group chat. He said he's doing it. It was a last minute decision. His girlfriend is doing the pro bikini because she was third in Italy, Kerry Sexton.
Yeah.
And he said, and he messaged me this morning, sent me a couple of pictures from the front, which I wasn't allowed to post. And he said, I've dropped 10 pounds in a week.
Wow.
Because at the Arnold UK to when he competed in 2020, he was something like, I think it was like 27 pounds heavier. But realistically, 7 or 8, maybe 10, like he's possibly got off now. He needed to drop because from the back, that kept him out of the top 4. Because I think if he'd have been sharp from the back, I think he'd have been battling out with Andrew Jacked. So he wouldn't send me any pictures from the back today, even though I asked him. And I'm just hoping that he is sharper from the back, because if he is, then I think it's going to come down to him and Patrick, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wins it.
So do you think Patrick was 100% last week, and could he get any better?
To be honest, I still haven't seen that much of Patrick. I've seen, like I said, poor quality video. I saw it seems to be all the other competitors. I've seen James Hollinshead, I've seen Marc Hector, Martin Fitzwater, but Gilco, not Gilco, the guy who looks like does the Gilco high resolution stuff.
Yeah.
I forget his name now. Patrick, because I spoke to Patrick the other day and I said, mate, go get that win in France. And he said, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, I mean, everyone obviously took second place, you know, and he beat some really, James Hollinshead, he beat, you know, Marc Hector, Jamie the Giant. I mean, who'd have thought Jamie could have looked that good and that impressive, you know, for, you know, I thought he looked absolutely fantastic. I thought he peaked beautifully. So, Patrick, I'm guessing he just, like I said, I can't really comment because I haven't seen that much, but based upon his placing, I would say, you know, he's probably the front runner for this show.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised James Hollinshead is skipping this. He's doing the one in Italy next weekend, but why wouldn't you do, it's, you know, it's probably going to be the same lineup again, unless Patrick wins today and then he won't be in Italy. But I just wonder what his strategy was, why he skipped this, because he looked so good last weekend.
Yeah, he did. He looked really, really good. I think some competitors though they can't do consecutive weeks. Some of them rebound a little bit. And I heard him say, that he said that he wasn't mentally ready for it, and maybe by the time he got home, and then he'd have to start depleting and carbing up again. You know, like Jamie's done it on the trot pretty well. I mean, although it was 2 weeks between. Was it 2 weeks between Italy and UK? Maybe, I mean, 2 weeks, maybe he wants to tweak the conditioning. Maybe he wants to tweak something, which maybe he feels he needs 2 weeks to do. And obviously with Patrick going into this one, maybe he thought, okay, hopefully Patrick will get the win here, and then I can go get my win at Italy. Because like a lot of people had James ahead of Patrick, but it just shows you how, because I think that top four was super, super close. I mean, fifth, like I said, Marc Hector put himself out of contention from how he looked from the back. Yeah. Otherwise, I think he'd have been up there really in the mix with that top three. And obviously, and then you had Jamie looking sensational. So James, yeah, I would say that James is tactically doing this because maybe he feels that he needs 2 weeks to actually improve, you know? So... because he was prepping himself for this, don't forget, and with Jordan Peters helping him. So maybe he's maybe wants to try something different, and he needs at least a week to achieve that.
Yeah, the other one I was surprised when Martin Fitzwater, a couple of days after Arnold UK, he made a few different posts. He was very upset with his placing. He thought he was flat, and he shut it down for the year. And we said on Global, was it on Global? No, it was on our preview for this show. That, you know, I wish he would hang on, at least to Legion. It's like a 1 hour flight from where he lives, 2 hour flight. But I've heard the arguments that people were making, saying if he's trying to get to the Olympia, he needs a lot of points. There's a lot of people who are way ahead of him in points. So he probably wouldn't have realistically stood a chance to win this against Patrick, especially if Mark is a lot sharper, he probably wouldn't be able to beat Mark either. So again, he's just trying to accumulate points. So I could see where the prospect of just, especially going overseas again and again, just to pick up a couple more points probably seemed like an exercise in futility for Martin. But I hope he's not really that, disheartened, because 25 years old, he's got the whole world ahead of him. His future is very bright.
Yes.
I assume it was just, one of those things where emotions run high after a contest, and it's unfortunately in this age of social media, a lot of people will post things in the heat of the moment when they're all tied up in their emotions and feelings. And then maybe a couple of days later, they're like, maybe I shouldn't have said all that, because maybe now people are going to think this or that about me. But, I applaud his transparency, because that's one thing about social media, is we really get to know these guys on a level we never did before. We're seeing them at their best, we're seeing them at their worst, and everything in between.
I thought Martin looked absolutely fantastic. I thought his conditioning was absolutely incredible. Separation. I thought he had by far the best rear lat spread in the show. I thought for me that was a showstopper. But I thought, his abs, and when he did that side shot where he brings his arms down, his midsection looks so aesthetic. For a guy with that much size, I thought his conditioning was, because he's never really brought, even at Texas the year before, or the Legion last year. Like, we were like, okay, he's a diamond in the rough. He needs to sharpen up. And he did. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And to be honest, like I said, that top four at the Arnold UK, I mean, you could have mixed them up any order, and I don't think anyone would have complained. So I think he did really, really well there, So the thing is, the Legion, he would have to go up against Justin Rodriguez, Tony O'Burton.
Good luck.
Jamie the Giant. But technically, actually, he could have won the Legion. So I don't know. Is he like Marc Hector's done here at the last minute? Is he liable to change his mind? Because did you see the video when he landed and he's still shredded?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, he's still dry as a bone. So unless he's been pigging out and going crazy, I'd love to see him jump into the Legion, because he did it last year. You're not sure, but do you think maybe he'll pull a surprise on us and just jump in?
He might, but you know what? You just brought an interesting name there, Justin Rodriguez. He's already qualified for the Olympia. I think he had a couple qualifications going into this, right?
Hang on. No,
he's not qualified.
No, I don't think he is qualified. He hasn't won a show. He kept getting second and third. And remember, he started by the time the New York Pro came down, his body was like really fighting against him, and he just started. He didn't look very good by the time New York Pro, but he started off the season really well, and he didn't get a win, did he?
No, you're right.
No, he didn't. So he really needs. I think he's got a lot of points, but I'm assuming he's coming to get it to come in on a win, because obviously that's better for him, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's on paper. The full lineup hasn't been posted yet. We're going to do our preview in a couple days, and I'm also doing an interview / preview with Chris Minns. I'm curious as to any other big names might jump in at the last minute, because I don't know who still needs to qualify out of the, quote unquote top guys for Olympia. Justin's one.
Kukla?
Kukla, yeah, you're right. Kukla still needs to qualify.
Could jump in, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a couple of last minute entries. And I tell you what, I'm also excited for. I'm excited for Jamie the Giant to go and do the Legion, because I think because apparently his queue at the for people to see him at the Arnold was bigger than Andrew Jack's.
Wow.
Twice as long, apparently.
For you Americans like me, Q is that's how they say line over there now. He means the line to see.
Sorry.
It's okay. Q. But another one, yeah. I think Jamie obviously has a better chance today too, because smaller lineup. I mean, this is one guy I want to talk about is Lionel Bayeki, because he has prepped supposedly for several shows over the past couple of years that he never ended up getting to. Visa issues. I don't know if there were, finance issues trying to get the funds to travel and so forth. But we were just talking before we started recording. I don't think, you said he did do a show last year. I don't even remember that.
It wasn't Romania last year. I've got it in my head that it was 2020 and he got 5th or 6th at the Romania. But to be honest, I didn't even have him 5th or 6th because his condition looked 4 or 5 weeks out. I mean, he looked half prepped,
Yeah, I mean, he's the big question mark here, because genetically he's got everything. It would be one of my favorite physiques in the sport if he competed more often and peaked properly.
100%. The thing is with Lionel, we've said it so many times before, he's such an anomaly, isn't he? You never know what to expect with him. I hope what we've seen in that last couple of shows isn't like a decline and a slide. I would absolutely love it if he turned up in his best ever condition, won it, and because then it would be like it'd be like such excitement, because Lionel Bayeki fans have been so kind of let down and disappointed for so many years. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, I don't think he's ever really recovered from that Brazil screw job in 2014, has he? When he took 4th and everyone had him as a clear winner, when he turned up in really, really beautiful pin sharp shape. And then we saw him in 2018, 2019 when he took 2 6th places at the Arnold Classic. And I remember you being sat next to me at the front row of the Arnold, and he comes out by himself and he's like, wow, he's a real, like when Rulli comes out, and he's just the freaky mass. You're really taken aback at this guy's structure and his size, and and then you stick him next to the other guys, and then you start to see his flaws in the posterior chain, as we call it. And you kind of pick him apart a little bit then. But I mean, he was holding his own with Kuklos and Cedric McMillans and and top guys.
Those were 2 really good years for the Arnold. I think Brandon and Bonac were both in the Arnold both of those years.
19 and 18. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because 1 and no, Dexter won 18.
That's right.
Hang on. Yes, then Brandon won 2019 because he won the Olympia the same year, and then 2020 it was
Bonac. Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. And then 21 it was Nick Walker.
Yeah, and 22 yes. Bonac again. Good job, Bonac.
Oh yeah, because it's been 2 Arnolds in 6 months, wasn't there?
Yeah, Bonac is looking enormous right now, by the way.
No, hang on. Brandon Curry won 2022, yeah. But maybe Bonac.
Oh, you're right. Oops. Oh, that was a little Freudian slip there.
Maybe Bonac should have.
That was a consensus.
You know what it was? Bonac won Boston, and Boston was a week later. Yeah. And we had 3 shows in a row that month.
But it was a very controversial win for Brandon at the Arnold because, again, he dialed it. He phoned it in. It was like 85% of his best.
Yeah, he said he didn't have enough time to Q8. He only had 12 weeks in Q8 when he needed like really 16 because he's like Patrick Johnson said on Global of the Week. He says he's training with Brandon. And he said I've never seen anyone. He says he's a fast responder. He said just training with Brandon. He said you see him transform day by day. He said he really once he gets out there and he really starts to focus, his body changes fast. Yeah. So he needs that. I think he needs that extra time, doesn't he? Yeah. But like I said to you though, I've got we got Akeem Williams this year, Keon Pearson, Brandon at the Arnold, and now 2 shows with Andrew Jack. Guys are winning that aren't in 100% condition, and I'm just wondering if this is the start of something new. What do you think?
Yeah, there was actually some discussion about athletes shouldn't have to come in so dry and crispy, how unhealthy that was. And they were saying, the judging shouldn't reward that because it's so dangerous. And I don't know if this is either a conscious or subconscious reaction to that, where shape, size, everything else factors in. Where I've been to many shows over the years where some guy didn't have the best shape or this or that, but he was just crazy ripped and he won. And now we're seeing it swing the other way, where shape, structure, size, things like that seem to weigh a little more heavily the condition at times.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, like I said, I know I'm a self-confessed conditioning snob. I like condition. I'm sorry, but for me, it's the one thing that makes the contest really kind of competitive. With the guys who've really suffered and worked the hardest, as far as I'm concerned. But it's if someone's not in condition, I just kind of I look to the next guy, and the next guy, that is.
Yeah. I want to update people in the chat because they're asking what's going on. So Men's Physique Pro is on, but the stream cut out. I don't know if they intentionally just stopped it at some point during the individuals for all the men. I assume they're going to bring it back once Classic starts. So we're going to be definitely showing you the stream on this channel right here of Classic and Open, which should be starting. Someone said, Lukasz Rajtowski in Poland said, show start at 5 p.m., but I think Bodybuilding Open will be around 7 p.m. I don't think the judging is going to take that long. I don't think so, because it's just 3. So right now they're just doing 3 men's classes. This is all that's left for the show. They did all the women's pro divisions yesterday. They did some amateur things earlier in the day, and now they're doing the men's pro divisions. And all they have are men's physique, classic physique, and open bodybuilding. So cool. It shouldn't take that long. And we're thinking it's probably going to go either straight through, or there'll probably be a very brief break, something like 15 to 20 minutes between the end of judging and the beginning of finals.
So then, Ron, who you asked me who you think the top 2 will be, or the winner. So what do you say?
Man, I mean, I think if this is a huge if, it's a capital I and a capital F. If Lionel Bayeki shows up in the condition he did at the Arnold a few years ago, or even a little sharper, I think he could win this thing. But I'm not holding out a lot of hope for that, because I've yet to see him dialed in 100% in all these years. He's been a pro about 10 years now, I think, and I'm just waiting and waiting. But I think, like you said, I bet it's a battle between Patrick Johnson and Marc Hector. Yeah. And it'd be a great turn of the tables if Marc Hector was able to sharpen up that much more and beat Patrick today, because
10 pound in a week, mate.
Last weekend it wasn't close. Patrick was far ahead of Marc Hector in the judging last week. But this goes to show you things can change that quickly with the human body in 1 week. And Patrick was, I don't see how he could get any better from last week to this week. He was bang on last week, but Marc had a lot of room for improvement. So if we see that improvement today, anything can happen.
Personally, I don't think 1 week is enough for what Marc needed to do to be able to come in a show like this and win. I mean, if he's lost 10 pounds, I don't see how you could lose 10 pounds of sharpness or gain 10 pounds of sharpness through, mostly through the back, which is what he needed. Because as soon as he turned to the back, I was like, okay, he's out of my top 4. He's probably going to be like 5th or 6th. Yeah. Because it was close. Actually, a lot of people had Jamie ahead of him, actually, which was, and Marc is actually arguably kind of more impressive physique, but Jamie brought the condition, the separation, the quality, and Jamie was peaked perfectly. Like he said, Patrick was peaked perfectly, but Marc, I think it's when he turns to the back, that's when we'll know. If he's sharp from the back, then Patrick 100% and Lionel, regardless of how he turns up, they're both in trouble. Yeah. But I think he needs more than a week. I do. I think when they said he was doing France, I was like, oh no. But let's wait and see. Let's see what these guys can do in 1 week. Because like you said, even what Jamie did from Italy to the UK, that was 2 weeks. That was pretty impressive. And he looked sharp the week before when he was posting his progress videos, and he'd been in London with his wife for 3 or 4 days. So he wasn't even on his plan, So it's amazing what these guys can do.
Yeah. Because I don't think 10 pounds of body fat can be lost in 1 week. I don't think that's even possible.
Maybe it was water then. Maybe it was. Maybe he just overspilled massively, and they tried to bring him in too full. Because even when he hit his frontal bicep, it didn't look right. He looked he looked overloaded. He needed to be lighter and tighter. And I'm just wondering, I hope the 10 pounds off isn't come from the muscle. I hope it comes from subcutaneous, because if it was water and he's got that off, he's going to look absolutely sensational because of his structure. He's got a better structure than Patrick. But I think I'm very curious to see how he's going to look. That's my point.
Yeah. So a lot of people asking, when's the show starting? So the stream is not on right now. It was Men's Physique was on. They were doing individuals, and I assume they were doing call outs after that. But right now the stream is not on. This is on, we're following on the Yamamoto Nutrition Instagram. So we're waiting for them to come back on, and then we'll start streaming it right here. But yes.
Could Jamie win it? There's a question. He's improving every show.
Yes,
I mean, seriously, what do you think?
No, not today. No. Okay. I mean,
I agree.
As I said the other day, that the one area I really want Jamie to improve is his hamstrings. I think from the front, he was hanging with everybody. Some of the back poses, not as much, but he's there. But it's the side poses from the waist down. The hamstrings really need to be more developed and have that sweep and drop to them, because they kind of look flat, whereas quads really, they curve out, and he doesn't have the equal degree of curve to the hams like they're supposed to be.
Yeah. Do you know what I realized about Jamie's physique when I saw photos and video from the Arnold Classic last week? Aside from the front lower bicep, his physique is like Dorian Yates in respect that his physique comes together in the compulsories. That's when he looks his best. Front lat spread, incredible. Side chest, incredible. Side tricep, very impressive, especially when he does the leg forward. Rear lat spread, he's got a beautiful X frame. I think the rear double bicep, when he lifts his arms, because he's so tall, that's when he starts to look a bit lanky. But I tell you what, I mean, if it's judged on the compulsory poses, he looks absolutely super impressive. I mean, certainly this year, he's improved his thickness and his density, and his side chest now is almost as impressive as his front lat spread.
Wow, I mean, that's saying a lot. I think his front lat spread by far his best pose.
It's crazy, isn't it? But I tell you what, he's because that's where it's judged. So I mean, I think he's going to be. Obviously he's going to be first call out. And if he's sharper than he was at the Arnold UK, where I thought he looked absolutely superb, don't be surprised if he moves up as well.
Yeah. So I'm reading more of the stream here. Jorkel. Sorry, guys, I can't read some of your names. I can't pronounce because they're Scandinavian or something. Said Wesley said on his, it's G.O.A.T. Yeah, Yori. God. Sorry, guys. I can barely speak English, so forget about these other languages. Yeah. So he said that Wesley estimated he'd be on stage around 17:45, which is 5:45, which actually would have been 20 minutes ago. So he was a little off. Yeah, Giles, you had a good compliment here from Lucas in Poland. Said, by the way, let's give a warm welcome to Giles. Tiger looks great. I'm happy to see him in great health. Yeah, he's working out again, guys. He's getting swole for the Olympia.
My lats are still pumped from my workout today, and the poundages are going up. The strength's going up. I haven't trained my chest yet though, because I'm worried something might explode.
Oh my goodness, you're joking, right?
You're jumping up my chest,
There's the stitches are long gone, right?
Yeah, they're all good, but I'm just it's obviously that's a bit of a weak area, so I'm leaving my chest till last,
Oh boy.
Good plan.
Yeah, just a bit paranoid. That's all,
yeah,
I've got to get over it.
Good plan.
Sean Ferguson says, "Hey Giles, I hope Jamie gets a better result. He has awesome shape, almost as good as me when you saw me win the BNBF with Jason back in 2003."
Oh wow, Jason! No, it was 2004 actually.
This is Sean Ferguson. Do you remember him?
It was 2004. Yeah, it was 2004. Oh, no, Jason Rickaby, who owned PhD Nutrition. They used to compete together in the naturals.
What's BNBF?
It's a natural federation.
British Natural Bodybuilding Federation, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Sorry.
Is that? I'm guessing that's what it is, right?
Yeah, no, it's, really good natural federation. Yeah, in the UK, it's been going for like 20, more than 20 years. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, you actually have several strong federations over in the UK, which is different from the US. It's NPC is really, we have other federations here, but they're very, very minor in comparison.
We've got about 10. We've probably got 10 or more in the UK. Wow. And they're all quite well attended. I won't reel them off now, obviously. But
No, certainly not. This guy says, iron paste. Jamie's calves lagging, unfortunately. Does he have bad calves? Yeah, I mean, you could say that about a lot of people.
6'5", isn't he? So.
Yeah, he's no longer the tallest pro, though. Last weekend, what's that guy, O'Malley or something?
Josh Malley. And I heard a little bird told me he might be on Global tomorrow.
He might be, because he hasn't committed yet?
No, he's committed.
Okay, don't scare me like that. Rosario de Mayo, Giles, you'll be fine. Hugs, Cest workout next week?
Chest.
Oh, chest. That's what they were trying to say. There's an H after the C in chest, Rosario. But I'll give you a pass on this time. Huge chest workout next week, brother. God loves you. Okay. So you can do chest next week, apparently.
Sure, I'll do it Monday. International Chest Days on Monday, isn't it?
It could be. Yeah, I'm still waiting for a stream, guys. So yeah, we're kind of at the mercy of the stream, but again, I want to give them credit, Yamamoto, for very high quality stream that they're putting up for free. Arnold UK had nothing. We were relying on many different Instagram accounts of just spectators last weekend. Very dodgy quality, very shaky, and we did the best we could. And thanks to Jen, she was able to help us cobble together some sort of timeline where we didn't lose much. But
thank you.
Yeah, this will, as soon as this comes back, we should be fine. I assume.
So this Loho saying that Lionel's not. Does he know something we don't? Has he seen some pictures or video or?
That's what I'm curious. Like, Loho, where did you see a recent picture of Lionel? Because he posted one, but it looks like an old picture to me, because I saw a picture of him in check-in. He's got some blonde highlights or something, and in the picture on his Instagram, he did not have those highlights. So I'm guessing that was an old picture.
I really hope he looks good. I really do for him, because you don't want to see. It's like Bonac those couple of years. We thought he was on the slide, and then he got with Chad, and then boom. Yeah. I mean, I love seeing that when you see guys, because that makes the sport less predictable. So we don't want to see these guys tail off and then kind of fade away. Because I would love to see him. I think it would really be a talking point of this event if Lionel Biecki came back and looked absolutely tremendous.
Yes.
So Live is back, but now they are doing comparisons from men's physique. I guess we could throw that out. What the heck, why
we
not?
can do that.
Just throw it
Just
up.
1 second, guys. Let me just flip it.
We don't do a lot of commentary on it because someone asked me about Kile Kujala from Finland.
He's great.
He was a late entry. I actually saw him compete at the Toronto show a couple of years back. He was very good.
Yeah, he's good.
He was. I think he was really new to the game back then. I think he just turned pro fairly recently, but a big guy, good structure. I remember his conditioning being very good, so he could definitely be in the mix here for sure. I mean, it's not a huge lineup, and I'm not familiar with a lot of these names.
Can we just quickly say that James Holland said he's not doing this event? He's going all out for Italy. Italy's next week, isn't it? Yeah, the Tsunami Cup next week.
Okay, there we go. Hang on a sec. There we go.
So how many other shows we have left? We have Legion and Tsunami next weekend.
Prague.
Prague is 2 weeks later, so we got 1 weekend off.
Romania,
yeah. Wow. Jeez, it's a lot of freaking shows.
Okay.
What happened to the Egypt show?
Which one?
The KO Squad one. I thought that would have happened again this year because it was such a success last year. I
haven't seen any mention of it, but it was a post-Olympia show last year. That the thing about having the Olympia in December is it's really hard to have a post-Olympia show when the Olympia is almost the end of the year. Yeah. Because what do you have them in January, February? Because then
the New Year's Eve Classic.
You're starting a new year already. I mean, then you got the Arnold coming up in March, early March again. So I'd like to see the Olympia go back to September like it was for many, many years. And it just seemed to me that was an ideal time for it, September.
Excuse me, guys. We have the men's physique on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sean Ferguson, I got to read this because he says, I'm 53, same age as Ron. Go, Sean. Still competing, not as good as Kamal, LOL. Well, who is? But holding my own, came fourth at the IBFA British final last year. IBFA, geez, good Lord, it's a lot of federations over there in the UK.
Yeah, a lot.
Well, God bless you, Sean Ferguson. See, I figured you're from Ireland with a name like that. Do you
want to know a fact about Sean Ferguson?
Sure.
He was the first British champion for the classic class in 2006 at the UKBFF British Finals.
Wow, so he's an IFBB pro in classic.
No, this 2006. There was no the classic. This was years ago. 16 years ago.
Well, you had a division over in Europe that we never had called Classic Bodybuilding. How long did that division exist for?
Well, hang on a minute. It was at the Arnold Classic in Columbus at 2011.
Yeah.
Remember, because that big Italian guy with the shredded ass won it. He had and he had a really big upper body, but he had little legs. But his condition was like, I mean, he looked like it just looked insane, So But I remember, we were covering Classic at the Arnold Classic. So back in, 10 years ago.
But I'm just curious, was that a division over in the European? I never saw it as a pro show, but I didn't honestly follow the Euro scene that obviously as well as you did. Was there a division called Classic Bodybuilding in the pro shows over there?
Not in the pro shows, no, not in the pro shows, but it was in the amateurs back in it was introduced in the UK in 2006. Bikini came 2010, and then obviously the split. Before the split, they brought the Classic to the Olympia in 2016 when Danny Hector, that's right, yeah.
So these people were turning pro in Classic Bodybuilding, but then they had no venue, they had nowhere to compete as.
No, there was no Classic, there was no pro card for it, was there?
There wasn't. Oh wow.
No, there wasn't, but it's been around. I mean, Classic has been around. It's like Wellness has been around in Brazil since I think 2006 as well.
Wow.
That was huge for years and years and years before it caught on internationally.
Here's a good question. Are calves judged in men's physique, says BY? I'm going to say no, because I've been to, you can see right now on the screen, this gentleman on the left has great calves. Next to him, not so great. Next to him, they're okay. The black gentleman in the green trunks has sticks for calves, but I don't think they're judged, because I remember being at a few pro shows where most, if not all, of the top 10 guys had zero calf development, which begs me to wonder, why don't they just have more pants? If they're not going to judge the calves, if it doesn't matter if they're big or small or whatever, why are they even showing the calves?
Yeah. Do you know what I just don't like with Classic? I mean, I don't like the biggest guys up there. I go for the guy, like the guy second from the left here. That's the sort of, the wide shoulder, small waist, good abs, good chest. That's the kind of size. I think if I was a judge, I'd mark down a lot of the guys for being too big, which is probably why I shouldn't be a judge, because the biggest guys in men's physique seem to be winning. And I don't think it's a good direction for the category.
I would actually disagree. I've been to shows where there were guys who looked like bodybuilders in men's physique. They just happen to have, and I'm not saying they didn't have legs. They might have had, but you can see the shorts have gotten tighter and tighter over the years too, where you can see some of these guys do have pretty decent thigh development. But some of these guys I've seen, they had open bodybuilder or 212 bodybuilder upper bodies with smaller waists somehow. And I always see them getting like third call out, fourth call out, even though they're shredded and veins upon veins, because they just look like, I hate to say a drug look, because drugs are used in all things, it's to varying degrees, but men's physique was never meant to be about huge muscles. It was supposed to be a beach body, like the ideal beach body for a mainstream type of person could aspire to. And if these guys have, 20-inch arms and shoulders like melons, and veins crossing over veins, that's not an attainable look. Like the guy on the left right now, he's borderline too big to me for men's physique.
Do you know what I find really fascinating is when I do I go to these big international events like Sweden, I'm off to Hungary in a couple of weeks, and you see the guys in the amateur show doing men's physique, and then they end up getting second or third, and then you see them half an hour later coming out in Classic, and they end up winning or getting fourth or fifth, and I just think. And some guys look completely different when they have the trunks on, because you get to see their full physique, not just chest and abs and shoulders. They get to see the full flow of their physique. And it's weird because some guys do look better as men's physique and some guys do look better as Classic. And then some guys, you see them even doing the open as well. I saw an open guy doing men's, I think he did men's physique, Classic and open. And I think he did well in all three, and it's just like, it's really bizarre to see that in the show, because you think, hang on a minute, I've seen, you're looking at the sheet and the guy's name is like, hang on a minute, that's the same guy that did Classic and men's physique.
Yeah, there's been a question about Steve's messaging me, Jen.
These guys aren't massive though. I think these are right. I mean, from what I can see on the screen, these guys look they don't look huge to me, not as big as some of the men's physique I've seen.
So what do you think about the idea that some people have suggested maybe we need to put a weight cap on men's physique?
Yeah, like Classic. It's a good idea.
I mean, I just wonder how that would work, because would you have, so say, I'm just going to use one example that I happen to know the exact weight for, because I just interviewed Bumstead. So Bumstead's 6'1.5" or something, 240 is his cutoff.
Wow.
There's a lot of men's physique guys that are about that height.
Yeah, but you know what will happen if they put a Classic weight height cap on it? What they'll do is you'll get guys literally not even training their quads to stay as light as possible in the lower body, just to make, do you know what I mean? To get as much size on their upper body as possible, and then you've got guys with really imbalanced physiques, you know, even though, because a lot of these men's physique guys, I mean, I've seen Ryan Terry's quads. His quads are incredible.
I remember, I want to say it was 2018 or 19. It was, I can't remember which Olympia it was, but the end of the judging, the men's, they had, you know, Bob, was it Bob Ciccarello? No, it was the end, because they were still doing, I think they were doing their finals at the Expo that year.
19.
Yeah. And Bob Ciccarello always, he's done it for bikini. Sometimes he'll joke and like, pose down. And, you know, this time they actually did, the men's physique guys. And one of them hiked up his shorts so you could see his quads. And then a few of the other ones did too. And they started posing down. And they all had, these were like the top 5 guys at the Olympia. They all had good quads and hams. They definitely they train those body parts and develop them. We just never see them.
Yeah. I was in a gym once when Ryan Terry was there and he spent 45 minutes training hamstrings.
Wow. Okay. Well,
that's the men's physique guy who doesn't even show his legs. So fair dude. Yeah.
Giuseppe Rico, hello to everyone. When will be open prejudging? So there's 3 divisions happening. This is the first one, men's physique. When this is done, which should be shortly, they're going to go into classic physique. And when then that's done, they'll go to open bodybuilding. So I can't tell you when, but that's the order it's going to happen. And it's, you know, inevitably whenever we're doing live coverage, people want to know exactly when open is going to be on. And because these things happen in a sequence, there's a start time for all the divisions. We can never give you an exact time. We can estimate, but a lot of times we're off by quite a good margin because there's just no way to tell. We can guess. We look at the number of competitors in the division. We say, well, this will take about X amount of time. Like Hector drives me crazy at some of the shows, sometimes trying to be like precise. He goes, okay, this is going to take 25 minutes. This is going to take 38 minutes. I'm like, dude, it's whatever it takes. That's what it takes. We're here for the duration anyway. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Man.
So what's the next show you're at, Ron?
Oh, nothing until Olympia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm at more shows than you now.
Absolutely. I mean, you're emceeing a couple of them, right?
Or doing live stream.
You're doing the live stream for.
I've still got PTSD from emceeing.
Are you doing live stream for both Romania and Prague?
Prague, yeah, correct. And Lauren.
Wow.
And
Nice.
Lauren.
Yeah, they must think you have some good insights.
I was really happy to be invited back to Romania because I really loved that last year. I mean, it was such a great show, and it was nice, and I mean they're paying for everything as well, so you know this is great. So
right on.
Nice weekend away in Romania and Prague, and Prague will be good because I haven't been to Prague show since the EVLS show since the first one in 2012.
Oh wow!
When Dennis Wolf won and Sean Roden was second.
Someone says, honestly, hope this is JRO55. Hope one day they actually have shorts to show some leg. It's half the physique under fabric. My suggestion, yes, Daniel Noble, Hollingshead's not in the show.
Nope.
My suggestion is the first couple of years of classic physique, they had those bike shorts that they covered about maybe a third of the upper thigh. And you could still see more than half of the thigh. Yeah. And the shorts have gotten smaller now. Now they're more like the bodybuilding trunks used to be in the 60s and 70s for classic.
Thank God.
But I think they should go to that style of the original men's physique trunks for these guys, because then we would see the legs. Because how can you have a division called physique and you're not seeing the whole physique?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I've never even considered that. I mean, imagine if they did do away with the board shorts and it was judged on. The thing is that I don't know, it would just turn into classic because they would just judge it, and the big guys would just get marked down. I think it would be. Oh, I don't know. It's a tricky one.
It is. Just
I do hear what you're saying. I think you're onto something, but it's just how the judges would rein it in and how they would judge it. I think it'd be very confusing.
Yeah, but this is, we have 10 or 11. I think 11 divisions now, including wheelchair in the pro ranks. I think wellness was the 11th division. It's the only men's physique is the only division that hides part of the physique. You wouldn't have a bikini girl with skirts on, down to the knee, or, you wouldn't see that in any other division. That's why I wonder how the men's physique competitors feel about it. I wonder how many of them would like to be able to show more of the thighs, because like you said, a lot of them do have really good quad and ham development that they never get to showcase.
I know. And the thing is, I think you imagine if like they did a photo shoot or something and they are showing the legs, it would look bad if you got these world-class kind of men's physique guys and then they had these ridiculous little legs. It would look stupid. It would look stupid. But then a lot of these guys like, well, why should I train them if they're not going to be judged? And it's like, well, if you're walking along the beach in a pair of trunks or something and then you've got these sticky legs, I mean, you're just going to look ridiculous.
Yeah, so we have 2 comments on that. Frederick Obel says they definitely shouldn't get rid of the board shorts. It would just end up being another bodybuilding category.
Yeah,
right. I could see. I mean, every division, every single division, they start out at one size and they always end up getting bigger and bigger, you know, except open, which was always about unlimited size anyway, but everything's gotten bigger. Figure, bikini, men's physique, women's physique. They all started out at a certain standard and over time got bigger and bigger and bigger. If you look at the bikini girls now, they're twice the size they used to be. Figure girls,
very lean.
Figure and women's physique are almost indistinguishable. I've seen some shows where there were women in the figure that would have placed higher in women's physique, and some of the women's physique competitors would have done very well in figure. It's almost interchangeable at this point.
Well, do you remember Natalia Coelho as a figure?
Yes, yeah.
He won 4 pro shows as figure.
That's right.
And I remember getting flack on the MD forum, and I said her quads are too big. She should switch to women's physique. And then the guy, one of the making the post, said, "Well, why should she? She's doing great." And I thought that's hard to argue against. Then at the 2017 Olympia in the figure, she didn't place top 15. Then straight after the Olympia, she jumped into women's physique. The following qualified for the following year's Olympia in 2018, and I think she got 3rd that year at the Olympia. So it was a good move for us. So there's very little, apart from Sydney Gillen, because she's still bringing her package and still winning. But I tell you what, there's a lot of figure girls, both the quads, and I mean, very hard to distinguish between them and women's physique now. I think the lines are getting very blurred.
Yeah. Hey, Loho had a great idea. Loho. What about a reverse physique class where they only show the legs? Boy, if I could go back in time to my prime around the mid to late 30s, early 40s, I would have been great in that class. My legs were phenomenal, but my upper body,
I think you should do Masters Male Wellness Run.
If they have it, if they come out with it, yeah.
Well, a very big ass run.
It's not what it used to be.
Glutes.
No, I'm saying when I used to be able to squat very, very heavy, my glutes were, it's funny, my son he's only 140, 145 pounds on a good day, but his legs are growing right now. They finally started really, because he squats twice a week. And his glutes are getting enormous, like bowling balls. So,
is it true
that's great?
Ron, I heard a few years ago that you could rest a protein drink on the top of your glutes.
I think I took a picture of that one time. I could do it with my chest, and I could do it with my glutes. I had a shelf.
Well, we did that.
Do that with a lot of. Yeah, Jim.
We did that video a few years ago where you had a big leg workout.
Yeah,
and we showed how big your legs and glutes and hams were.
And that was only a couple of years ago at Carbon Culture, right? Yeah. So that was past my prime. You can imagine what they looked like when I was still able to squat really heavy and all that. We got some good comments here. Wait, what says men's physique is for people who can't train legs like how open classes do because they have their daytime job, staying security, shop workers, etc. They don't make much cut to entirely rely on it. Wow.
Fair enough.
And someone back there, they echoed what you said about the weight in the upper body. Yeah. Daniel Noble said, I feel like they enjoy not showing legs so they can keep their weight in the upper body. Legs are heavy and there's a weight cap in their category. Yeah. If you didn't have to train legs, yeah, I remember like trying to guess people's weight, because that's like a weird hobby of mine. And I'm usually very, very accurate. I don't know why. It's a weird gift. But I remember one time, a guy at my gym, and I would have guessed his weight accurately, but he always had baggy pants on.
Thanks.
His upper body, if his legs matched his upper body, he would have been exactly what I said, like around 240, but he was like 220.
Oh my God.
He should have had about 20 more pounds in his legs. So yeah, I agree with you, Giles. If there was a weight cap and they're still wearing the board shorts, a lot of them would intentionally not train legs or downsize their legs just so they could have more weight and mass in the upper body.
When I did my last show, I did Classic, and I was sending my progress pictures to Zach Khan, and I was sending like my chest and abs and everything, and he said to me, he says, you should do men's physique. And I didn't send a very favorable response back.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will take that as insult, but I mean, I'll be honest, I'm envious of the fact that these guys can carry so much mass in the upper body and still keep the midsection so small and tight.
Yeah.
It boggles my mind, because how do you even eat enough food over the course of years to build that kind of mass without distending the abdomen? It's
impressive.
I take my hat off to them if I had a hat.
I've seen some of the best backs in bodybuilding in men's physique. I mean, there's some of the shapes on some of these guys. They got cobra backs. I mean, I've seen some, amateurs and pros.
We just lost the feed.
Oh, So that was the end of men's physique. I think they had just all stalked off stage, and we did lose the feed. Let's see what's going on there. Yamamoto Nutrition. Yeah.
Yamamoto doing a couple of good shows this year. They're putting on France and Italy, and yeah, it's good. It's good. These companies like this are putting on, you know, decent amount of shows and putting their money into these events. They obviously see the value in it as well. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Someone said Biker Marinators says many of these guys are way too big. Yeah. I don't think those guys place well, though, generally speaking. From what I've seen, the judges, they're trying to keep it to a certain standard. Oh, now I'm sideways.
It's okay. I fixed it.
It's my good side. Afro's what men's
only division.
Yeah, men's physique is like grassroots of getting into bodybuilding. I wouldn't say that, because you know, there's this people. I've heard discussions where every division is a stepping stone to the next division, but I think there's a lot of people who are very happy to be in, you know, men's physique, and they don't aspire to be classic or 212 or open. And there's plenty of guys in classic. That's where they look their best. You know, I did that interview with Bumstead, and I said, no matter how many times you say and go on record saying you have no interest of putting on a bunch more muscle and being an open bodybuilder, people still say he's going to go open. Hey, next year you watch, and he's going to do this or that. And they want him to go, open. But a lot of you know, if you're a men's physique guy and you're doing very well in men's physique, why on earth would you say, well, I'm going to take a year off and put on 30 pounds and come back as a 212 or an open?
Ron, could you imagine? I know people complain about all these new divisions being added, but could you imagine if we didn't have all these added divisions, you know, since open? What would Flex Lewis, Chris Bumstead, Jeremy Buendia? These guys are superstars because they became the top of, you know, the goats of their division. I mean, Flex Lewis would have been a good pro. He did some open shows, but I mean, there's a guy that you know, became a legend, you know, in his category because of that category. It came on just at the right time. You know, Chris Bumstead. I mean, I don't think he'd have 10 million followers if he was getting 13th in an open pro show.
Yeah. Alan Nielsen just brings up a good pet peeve of mine. He says, yikes, the arms out so far looks ridiculous. Don't like the sort of flailing about of the arms, lame division. Yeah, I don't like when they have their arms almost straight out like they're trying to fly. That bothers me. And I think it was Bob Ciccarello at an athlete meeting for Tampa or something a couple of years ago. He told the guys, stop like twirling your arms around. It looks like you're stirring the pot.
Excuse me, guys, not to interrupt you, and I'm sorry. We have classic on the screen coming up now.
Oh, nice. Here we go. Okay. Let's do it.
Here we go, guys.
You should be seeing it in about a second.
Come on, Wesley. I want to see Wesley sharper than last week in the lower body.
Here we go. So that was the first group. So they bring them out in groups first, just a general assessment. A gentleman named Enti, or I think it's a gentleman, says, yeah, Flex could have done well in open, just like Lee Priest. I agree with that. Oh, C-Bum just got engaged, so that's breaking news. That's bigger news than any contest.
Nice.
Hey, he's been with Courtney King for a while, so congratulations.
Congratulations, C-Bum.
Yeah. Watch 3 million of his female followers unfollow him
now. Someone wanted to know what the freakiest person you ever saw at the British finals was, Charles.
I think you'd be hard to beat Zach Khan 2006 or 2008. Yeah. I mean, he just came in. I mean, 2006 was the year that Dorian Yates prepped him, and Dorian just brought him in just completely colossal. And 2008, when he got fourth, I mean, he looked like apart from the condition, he looked like a top 6 Olympia guy then. He was incredible. I remember Daz Ball with his 20 in 2009 when he had 24-inch calves.
Look at the screen right now. This gentleman on the right, I don't know who he is, but I don't know how that guy made the weight cap. He's enormous.
Who?
There's a gentleman on the right. I think he has a little beard, mustache. When he turns his head, you'll see a little ponytail. Wow, look at the vacuum on the guy second from the right. Incredible.
Let's have a look.
It's a good group here. But the guy on the right looks great. I just wonder how he was able to make the weight. He's
the guy with the ponytail, yeah?
Yeah. He's
huge. I saw a picture of him on Instagram, and because he said he was doing the France, and I was like, he looked open. He looked like an open guy. He's absolutely incredible. He was just a little bit light in the legs, but I mean, his upper body was absolutely phenomenal. And I was like, I need to, good-looking guy, kind of like a goatee beard and the ponytail, and I was blown away by him.
Enormous calves. I mean,
fantastic.
His bones must not weigh anything if he was able to make the weight. Look at that.
Number 11.
Ron, I thought he was open. I genuinely thought he was open.
Yeah, I mean, that's more size than you typically see in classic physique, but he did make the weight. they had to weigh in for this. Let's see. I feel like a lot of guys lose potential. Someone said that Bayaki is in France, so I'd be surprised if he comes in shape. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in shape in his own country yet. I hope so. I really hope so.
Come on, Lionel.
I'd love to see Lionel shredded today.
Wouldn't it be exciting if he comes out and he's absolutely like nailed it? I mean, that'd be so exciting.
Yeah, Wait What says Wesley biggest kryptonite is outer sweep on his legs. I think we should be getting a look at him soon because they've had 2 groups. This should be the final group of competitors.
Here they come.
Before they do
second Wesley there.
Oh, you can see him?
Yeah.
There we go.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, there's Wesley. He would be the favorite on paper for sure. He was 3rd place at Arnold UK last weekend.
Looks good. Looks sharp.
Like I said, there's some great guys here that I've never heard of before. Yeah, I could see what they're saying. I'd love to see more sweep on Wesley's quads for sure, because look how wide he is in the upper body.
Oh, yeah.
Well, look at Wesley's arms. They're ginormous.
Yeah, shoulders on. Look at that. What a great front double bicep. It would be even greater if his legs were just a little bit bigger, but I mean, fantastic shot for him.
Yeah, of his weight cap, I think then.
Yeah, probably, because he's 6'3".
Look at his back. His back comes out 70 degrees from his waist. It does. Look at it. Look at the way it's almost like it is. It's almost like literally like 50 degrees. It comes out at like a really sharp angle.
Yeah, I could see the right side seems to come out just a little bit more. I wonder if that's posing or if that's actual imbalance. Stupid things I noticed, because he's got a fantastic physique. Don't get me wrong.
He's just very angular.
Don't get it twisted. Angular. Yeah.
He looks good from what I can see on this screen. He looks very, very good. Looks sharp.
Now we got someone's talking about their steroid cycle. That's always interesting. Just got a lot of raws on the way. Going to add an EQ. Great. George White says second from right was second last week. So who would that have been?
Zaganella.
Oh, he's in the show. Christian Zaganella. Is that him? Number?
Yeah.
It's like 16.
I think it is.
Yeah. Okay.
He was good. He's really good.
Yeah. So
didn't he win Italy?
I thought he was already qualified. I thought he'd won something this season already.
Maybe I think maybe he's a Yamamoto athlete and they want him to do this as well. I'm guessing.
Yeah, most likely. You're behind on the stream. Yeah, I mean, we're behind on the stream on Instagram, but it's we're commenting live on what we see on our channel here. So it all works out, guys. If you're trying to watch simultaneously, you don't need to watch the stream on your phone on Instagram if you're watching it here, because you're just watching it 20 seconds later.
Yep. So
that was the groups. I'm just someone from Brazil, of course, has the dinosaurs.
They love Romandino.
Do you rate Romandino? Do you think he's good?
Of course. So this is Mohammed Al-Baghdadi from Germany, I guess. Yeah. If they're going in order of the score sheets, which they usually do.
Can I just comment on someone says thoughts on Neil Curry, this Mr. O? I think he's going to be absolutely shocking at the Olympia this year. His goal is top 10, and I wouldn't be surprised if he makes top 6.
Giles, can you keep talking? I'm going to run to go wee because my bladder is that of a very old man. I'll be back shortly, I promise. Just keep everybody engaged.
Can you get a catheter or something? Or
I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. What else? Okay. No. We mean your live stream. Yes, we know we're slightly behind because of the delay with the live stream and everything. So, but who's this coming out next? Jen, do you have this guy's name, please?
I'm looking for it right now, Giles.
I don't have the competitor list in front of me. Yeah, we're watching the individuals as well. Wesley does look. George White. Wesley's legs look a touch tighter. Okay. Zaganella looks sharper but smaller. Yeah, it looks like that to me as well. I think it's between Wesley and Zaga. How do you say it? Zagonella. He's very, very good. He seems to be one of the new kind of classic guys on the block now that everyone seems to like. Let's have a look. Okay, on Indian Pro, Sunit Jadab. I don't have to compare. I'm going to have to rely on Jen to tell me who's who because I don't have the list in front of me. Hope Jamie the Giant places well today. I do as well. I think he looks, he's really coming up fast and he was looking sensational at the Arnold UK. Hey, Ron.
Yeah, I'm back.
That was fast.
My turn now.
This is second gentleman. Is that correct? So this is Ahmad El Safin from Jordan. Yeah. You know, I find it hard to find a lot of the Middle Eastern athletes on Instagram because the spelling of the name seems to change constantly. because I think in English you could spell the names any variety of ways. I'm sure in Arabic it's a little more standard, but that's an issue I've had. So next up is from Austria, Thomas Bayer. Let's see how he looks. I've heard that name. So I think I've seen him compete before. So Raiden Sky, what you should do if there's this lag is just watch this channel. Don't watch it on your phone at the same time, because we're showing the stream. So if you don't want that lag where we're commenting on something that you're not seeing, just watch the YouTube channel and you won't have that issue. Fair enough? I think that would, I thought Zagreb didn't make the weight.
Well said.
Human bone skeleton weighs no more than 5 kilograms? No. You're telling me a human skeleton only weighs about 12 pounds? I don't believe that. That can't be accurate. Now you're going to make me ask Siri. Because that just doesn't sound right. This is important. You guys need to know this. How much does a human skeleton weigh? Yeah, because now I need to know. Bones make up about 15% of a person's total body weight. So the bones of a person weighing 100 pounds would weigh about 15 pounds.
This has gone very obscure, Ron.
Well, so if you're a 200-pound person, your skeleton would weigh about 30 pounds. So yeah, that didn't seem right.
Joseph Flynn, yes, Daz Ball did have 24-inch calves. Go look at the 2009 UKBFF British Championship pictures and have a look at Daz Ball's calves. They were, when he stood front relaxed, they were touching.
Wow. Yeah. So this gentleman didn't get a lot of love on the comments to Thomas.
And also Daz Ball ended up going men's physique natural in the end. So I don't know what he did about his calves.
Okay, so right here we have 2 Italians coming up. The first one is Simone Vestagno. Simon with an E at the end. If it's a baby, maybe Wesley loses ground. That was sweet, but 12 point. Now we're still arguing about the skeleton. Big Rami's skeleton weighs 1,000 pounds. Yeah. So this guy, this guy won't do too well, unfortunately. It's tough because I always say this. Most of these people in their own gyms, people were looking at them training for the show and thinking, how could this guy possibly not win whatever show he's going into? But then you put, 15 to 25 of them on stage together and only one of them is going to win.
Ron, can I ask you a very controversial question that might get us some hate?
Sure.
Of course, yeah, bring it on.
Please.
What do you think about what's going on with all the shoulders right now? Because many years ago, 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, it was the stomachs. But then once the judges took notice and started marking guys down for it, that was when Ruley and all these other guys started wearing corsets, doing vacuums, and they brought the waists in and they took notice because they were getting marked down. What do you think now about all the guys sticking everything in their shoulders? What's your opinion on that?
I will comment. I just want to let everyone know who this is. They're looking at Luca Corrado from Italy right now. Luca Corrado. I think if it's obvious, here's the thing with site injections, whether it's gear or an SEO, site enhancement oil, specifically used only to enhance a body part. There's no actual steroid in it. I think if it's obvious, the person should be marked down. They should not get first call out.
Yeah.
To me, it's an implant. It's like throwing in, if you saw somebody with real fake looking pec implants or calf implants and you're a judge, I think you would naturally mark them down. I think the same thing should be done.
I don't think any of the top Olympia guys, any of the guys that are doing it, I don't think it is synth. I don't think it'd be that stupid. But I do think they're pinning their gear in there, and I think it's for me it's quite an issue actually. It's really distracting when I look at some of these guys' physiques.
This is Shane Cullen from Ireland, who was 5th place last weekend at Arnold UK.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the Hadi Choopan situation where a lot of people were upset about his shoulders. Knowing Hani Rambod fairly well for the last 20 years, he's very much against synthol, which is just a catch-all term for all SEOs. It was a brand name it was a popular brand name for one of the SEOs, but it became, Kleenex is what we call all facial tissue now. It's true in the US anyway. I don't think Hadi Choopan would be putting synthol or any kind of oil in his delts other than his regular gear. Yeah. And this is the problem with gear, especially when it comes to 16 weeks of contest prep. A lot of these items people are using, they're short esters, they're acetates, they're propionates. they're lower dose concentrations, which means 100 milligrams per mil, as opposed to the standard 2 to 250, or a lot of the underground stuff comes in 300 meg per mil concentrations. So some of these guys, if you add up, 4, 5, 6 different compounds that they're using 6 to 10 different cc's a week, do the math. Where are you going to put all that? It's got to go somewhere. You can't put everything in your glutes. You could, but you'd have these enormous glutes full of oil.
I went on stage with a third glute in one of my first contests because it was full of Winstrol. It was.
Well, that wasn't ideal, was it?
I didn't even dream of putting it in my delts. I wouldn't even dream of doing that. But some of these guys, I think they're so big, and maybe they do so many shots. I think maybe they're just thinking, you know what, I can't be bothered to ask somebody to do it for me. But I think they should, because I think it's a real problem.
Shoot internally into the diaphragm, never show up. That sounds fatal. I wouldn't try that anybody. I would not. Okay, now we're lat shots hide the best, says Mike T. Lionel updates look insane. Well, that's good to hear. I haven't seen it. Isaac Jordan, 0.5 ml in the tries and buys, 3 ml in glutes and lats, and 2 ml in the delts. Well, there you go, guys. That's a great formula.
Here he is.
So this is I think we're looking at Dorel Yengo Fouani from France right now.
Okay, that's good.
It's hard to sell. Yeah, there's some good guys in the show. And like I said, I've never heard of most of them, but some of them are going to be names after this. Use a massage gun to spread the oil. It helps. That's over 5 mLs in Delta week, says Isaac. Has open started yet? No, this is classic. Spread the oil around ventrogluteal glutes. What the hell's a ventrogluteal glute?
That's a new one on me as well.
Someone asking, is this open or 212? There is no 212. This is classic. The shorts are getting smaller, but you can see there's still more coverage on the sides than there would be in a bodybuilding trunks. This dude looks great. I agree. This guy does look pretty good. This guy won overall amateur UK Arnold last year as a heavyweight. Okay, heavyweight bodybuilder then.
It looks good. Looks really good.
I'm here for Afroz Khan. What division is he in? I don't see him on the list.
There you go. Read Battle for the Olympia comment. Read that.
Okay, Battle for the Olympia.
That's what I'm getting at.
Battle for the Oil Olympia, not Olympia, Oil Olympia, says Ronnie's shoulders look nothing like today's guy's shoulders, and commentators today sometimes don't even see something wrong. If you run out of places to pin, ask yourself, what on earth are you doing?
Yep.
I agree. I mean, how long for the Open? When this is over. So I'm guessing, yeah, but they got to go through the call-outs for this. It's probably going to be about 15, 20 minutes.
So it looks like it's between Zaganella. Is it Zaganella?
Yeah. Sahil Yaduz. What division is Afroz in? Because I don't know who Afroz. Mohit Kumar. He's very popular in the Middle East, I'm guessing, this guy, but I've never heard of him, and I don't know what division. Wesley Vinner's winning today or no? I guess we'll find out soon when when's Open starting. Good Lord. Where is Afroz Khan? I don't know who he is.
Oh,
Afroz is from Men's Physique. Well, that already happened. Who the F is Afroz? Says shop. Yeah, I mean, so that was Men's Physique, which actually wrapped up about 15 minutes ago. What if you're running Primo? Huh. Thank you for streaming, guys. You're welcome. Well, I got to thank Yamamoto Nutrition. This is their stream. It's a free stream. Last week for the Arnold UK, we didn't even have a paid stream. Next weekend, we'll be here. Same bat time, same bat channel. You know what that means, Charles? That was the old Batman TV show. You probably never even liked that one. But we'll be back next Saturday for the Legion Sports Fest happening in Reno, Nevada. Who is this? I'm losing track. Is this gentleman from the Netherlands? I'm not sure. Yeah, we had a few guys left. So these are the last few individuals. Afroz is from India, Ron. Oh, wow.
Is it? It's only one camera angle, isn't it?
Yeah, Afroz Khan is from India. Need a shout out. Okay, Baron Yumnam. There's your shout out. Shout out to Baron Yumnam.
Hey, Baron.
Wait, what? Where do you think Logan Franklin will place this year? Well, he's going to win, obviously. Come on, don't be silly. I'm just kidding. I don't know how he's going to do. I mean, he was pretty disheartened last year. I think he was 10th or 11th, and he was very, very flat. Wesley has only gone up. No, Wesley has only come out in a group. His individuals should be coming up shortly because the numbers are typically done alphabetically, and Vissers is toward the end of the alphabet.
Ron?
Yeah.
Can I quickly ask you, did you see Samson Dowda's video that he posted today?
No.
OMG.
Let's take a look. He's now 5,000 pounds.
He looks photoshopped. He looks crazy.
Yeah, I know people. I've gotten people upset because I keep talking about how great Blessing and Andrew are, and they're Nigerian, and they're saying you're forgetting all about Samson. He's actually originally Samson Dauda. Let me take a look. Okay, I'm looking at his video. Wow. Samson is looking enormous.
Crazy, isn't it?
And
look
round.
Shoulder to waist. Look, you talk about Marc Hector's shoulder to waist. Look at Samson's and his legs. On his Instagram, he posted it today, and I well.
Yeah, he looks.
I spat out my Earl Grey in shock.
Earl Grey. You know what Picard was always drinking Earl Grey tea on Star Trek Next Generation?
Jen would know.
Okay, now we're back to the skeleton weighing. T. John says I was wrong. Ron. A skeleton counts for about 12% normal weight. Yeah, I mean it's a good talking point because
brilliant.
I think some people do have much lighter bones. Some people are. We used to say big boned, but some people do have much heavier, thicker bones than other people, so their bones would weigh. You know, like I see some people that they struggle. They're out of the three body types: ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph, where there's a lot of range in between. But endomorphic people who tend to be more prone to obesity, they do tend to have much heavier bone structures, heavier bones. Where I could see someone like that, and you know, I could say, well, they were never meant to be a small person, so they can lose a lot of weight, but they're never going to be skinny because that's not their genetics, that's not their structure in their frame.
You can always tell by their massive calves.
Yes, some of the best calves I've ever seen are on obese people. Better than 95% of bodybuilders. I'm dead serious about that.
Yeah, 100%.
Giles,
calves are all genetic.
Yes, Jen?
I just took a look at Samson's Instagram page, the video you just told me about. Yeah, you're not kidding. He was looking like a top 5 qualifier.
Crazy,
he looks insane.
His chest almost, I think he just trained chest because his chest looks almost too big. It's like, it's buxom. Voluptuous.
He's huge. So if that was his,
I know. Yeah, and his back looks improved as well, so I'm really happy about that.
And his quads were incredible. Separation,
sweep. Yeah, Ron likes a good sweep, like I like condition and posing.
I want all those things too, but the sweep is my like pet peeve. I don't know why. Isaac Jordan, Ron Giles, what are your thoughts of Neil Curry and his Mr. Olympia potential? Looks like a real life Photoshop, but I can't see him ever placing in the top 3 due to the weight cap.
Because he will be ready like probably 10 pounds. His physique will be stage ready, probably 10 pounds over his weight cap. I think he's got to be 215. And I mean, he looks in good condition now in the mid 230s. So another 10 pound off that. So he's going to be ready at like 225. He's going to have to get down to 215. But I hope he doesn't flatten out too much and lose all that incredible fullness that he's generated in the last kind of 6 months. Really.
Those waiting for Wesley Vissers, I believe he's next. I think that was Sebastian Thorell.
He's on the screen now.
Here comes Wesley.
Here he is.
Okay. Wow. All right, Wesley Vissers fans. I want to answer a relationship question from Loho because I'm an expert on relationships, and not really. He says, Ron, the more I love my wife, the more love handles I get. What to do? Leave the wife or accept the dad bod? Oh boy, leave. I'm not going to tell you leave your wife. But I think it's a joke. I don't think he's actually getting one. Look at that shot. Wesley reminds me so much of Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's eerie. The
side arm pose, isn't it?
Yeah. The chest. He needs a little more upper chest to be Arnold. But look at that. That's an Arnold shot right there. With the arms out. They call that the mantis pose. Dave Draper that was his most famous pose. My impression of good Vito, JR, I think he's phenomenal. I think he'll be a very good pro. Giles, you know why Neil Curry switched coaches from Milos to Ben Chow? I didn't know.
Yes, I do, but I'm not at liberty to say.
Yeah. See, guys, sometimes we know and we really can't. You know, because I got someone in telling me why they heard that Nick Walker went back to Matt, and I don't know if it's true or not, so I can't say. And even if sometimes I know things are true and I can't say because it's not. Now, who's this? Craig Morton? Is this Craig Morton? Because Wesley should have been the last person alphabetically. Not sure who this is. He doesn't look like a Craig Morton.
This is Mr. Z.
Mr. Z. Z is what they say for Z over there, guys. Just, you know, they also say H instead of H. Am I right?
Yeah, we say it properly.
H. They also add U's in, like color. Stream ended. Come on.
Flavor.
Did.
And flavor. Color.
Bloody hell.
Hold on.
Wesley Latz are like the wings on a 747. Oh, well, because Ben Chow is underrated. Well, I didn't even know Ben was a prep coach for pros.
I didn't know till recently, but he's working with Hunter. He worked with Hunter in the last year, and Hunter's doing all right.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying I just didn't know. I didn't know. I'm not saying he's not a great coach. He might very well be an awesome coach.
Certainly, the thing is, some of these guys are working for years as coaches, and then they work with one or two high-profile athletes. I mean, Neil Hill was around for years in Wales before he kind of connected with Flex Lewis. So he was doing what he was doing for many, many years. Someone like Sybil before Ruli, she'd been doing what she'd been doing for 10, 15 years successfully, like nationally.
Stream is back, Jen.
Okie dokie.
It just dropped out for a second. And there was yet another guy after that. They must have added a couple more people. Well, you know what? They had an amateur show. So what happens when guys turn pro at the amateur show is they just add them to the competitor list, whether it's alphabetical or not. I've seen that before. And a lot of times I'm looking at the list. I'm like, who the hell is this? He's not on the list. Or she, and it's someone that had just turned pro the day before. It's happened several shows. A lot of the shows, and I like that policy of letting them go from amateur show the day before to competing in the pro show the next day.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw that was at the 2011 British Grand Prix, and Samuel Al-Haddad, who Ted said, come over, you'll win the Amateur Olympia. That was one of the first ones. I think it was the first one. He won it. And then backstage, he rang his team, and they said, don't take the pro card. So they gave the pro card to Thomas Barres, a Czech guy. And then when the lineup came out, Thomas Barres came out, and I was like, where's Sammy? And then Sammy came and sat with me, and he says, no, they told me my contract would be in jeopardy if I accepted the pro card. So yeah, so that was kind of, it was far back as 2011.
Ben Chow works with Dean White also. Now, didn't Dean win his pro card, and then he won the 212 at a show the very next day?
Portugal,
yeah.
And he was 6th place last week. Dave Henry just pipped him.
I mean, I saw that the Toronto Pro Show, I think it was the Classic guy that won his card the day before. I think he won the Pro Classic the next day in Toronto too.
Wow. But imagine being an amateur one day and then 2 days later you're going to the Olympia as a pro show winner.
Oh, that'd be great.
I think this is what people are expected from Crizzo, Michael Crizzo. Because he's going to have to win the amateur in Italy. He's going to have to win in Prague. And then he's going to supposedly be a top 6 Olympia guy, which many people are saying he will be. But
why can't he just do the Italy show the next day as a pro?
Good point. Very good point. I think maybe he's committed to the Prague as well then.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. Let's see. Ron Giles.
That'll be an interesting pro show, that Italy show then with James Hollinshead and Crizzo, and it's going to be a good show, that one, the Tsunami.
So Ilias Skazul, Ron Giles, notice the condition of guys overseas seems to be better than the majority in the States, skin condition quality. I agree. I think a lot of the U.S. bodybuilders, they're really hung up on coming in big and full, and they sacrifice condition. I see that a lot. Whereas Eastern Europe, Middle East, to me, those places the guys coming out of there have always been in fantastic condition. And you're better off being a little flat and bringing in crazy condition, I think, than coming in big and full and blurry.
Well, I did.
Yeah. Someone actually complimented your condition, Giles, way back in the chat there.
Oh, thank you. Not my current condition.
So this is the first call out. We'll see who comes. But let me ask you drug questions. Amar Barb Arian Ron, I got 50 milligram Anavar cap. Should I empty the powder under my tongue, or should I just swallow the whole thing? Put it under your tongue. As Dr. T says, every week, that is, you'll absorb more of the drug and you won't have that first pass through the stomach and the liver. So sublingually, guys, if you're going to use orals, which I'm not telling you to do, but if you're going to be using oral steroids, let them dissolve under your tongue rather than swallow the capsule or the tablet. A little bit safer in an unsafe practice to begin with. Wesley Wynn. Oh, I'm talking about steroids, not steroids, but yeah. Oh, they ended the video because of my steroid talk. Doggone it.
Man, we love protein. I love protein.
Yeah, guys, if you have questions like that, I'm not an expert. You can put them in the comments for the Ask Dr. Testosterone show that I do every week with the fantastic Dr. George Chouliatos over in Athens, Greece, the birthplace of democracy. Go ahead. Oh, okay. I thought everything was live. So do the stream. Are we still live? Nope. Stream's back. It just it drops out every now and then. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, okay. So they can just hear me talking to like a ghost. But let's see. Bring back the stream. Bring back the stream, Jen.
Yeah, I just had the mic muted. Now I'm back. So let me see what I can do here.
The link you follow, maybe.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
What the heck?
Boom. Wrong one.
Yeah, I'm looking at a big white screen.
There we go.
Can't see anything.
Coming up in a minute.
Either. Oh, there we go. So
thanks, Jen.
Hang on, guys. Just a second.
Oh,
trust me, if we're relying on my technological abilities, you guys wouldn't see Jack. It's Jen. Jen does it all.
It's Zaganella versus Wesley here, isn't it, really?
Yeah, so in the middle, now we're set. So there you can see in the middle, we got Wesley standing. I'd say he's the tallest, but that guy on the right actually looks a couple inches taller than Wesley. But Wesley there next to Christian Zagarella on the right, and they just moved. Geez, both of these guys kind of look similar on either side of Wesley. Which one's Zagarella?
Ron, that guy on the left with the ponytail, he's really impressing me. That's the guy I saw on Instagram yesterday, and I thought he was an open. He was that good.
Yeah, I can see what they say about the legs looking a little light in comparison to the upper body with him. So which one's Zagarella? Is he the one to the right of Wesley is on screen?
Yeah, to the left of
to the left of Wesley.
To the left, yeah. Next, in between ponytail guy and Wesley.
Okay, because the other guy looks kind of like him. There's definitely a similar looks. Ponytail guy. I'm sorry we don't know your name, Ponytail guy. You look fantastic. I hate calling you Ponytail guy, but we're just trying to keep straight of who we're looking at.
Yeah, the numbers on the competitive list are not the same. That's on the screen right now. Yeah,
that happens a lot. It happens almost every show I go to. The list.
I could go to Instagram and find out the name of that guy because, like I said, my eyes went out in stalks when I saw his picture. Right. Looked incredible. Huge.
He's very impressive.
He is, isn't he? He's really good, really good. I think he's a new superstar coming to Classic. I think he'll do well.
I think you're right. I think you should call him for Global.
Thoughts on Derek Lunsford special invite, guys? I did a whole Ask Ron about that. I think I agree with it. If Wesley gets passed again, it's political. Wesley is shredded, man. I look at his hamstrings, his glutes. He could be a little tighter. He looks good. Yeah, he looks good. Don't get me wrong. And you know what? A lot of times the condition doesn't translate fully. Even this is 4K. I'm assuming what we're looking at. Condition doesn't always translate 100% from stage to whatever you're watching on your phone or your laptop or desktop.
I still think he'll win. Yeah,
I don't think it's a conditioning show. If he has enough of all the other attributes, the qualities they're looking for, it's not going to be an issue.
Yeah.
They're keeping him right in the middle. They're moving everyone around him. They're not moving him around.
Look at that riddle bicep. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, Wesley's back is
separation.
His entire upper body. Look at that rear double. That's fantastic.
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't see anybody beating him today.
Nope. Zaganella second, and then Ponytail guy third.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So Wesley should punch his ticket to Olympia in just an hour or so, or a couple hours, I should say. Valerie Enchov to the left of Wesley. Thank you. So that's Valerie Enchov.
He looks good.
From Bulgaria. Okay. He does kind of look like Christian Zagarella, though. You know, same shaved head, same kind of facial hair. Yeah. So please forgive me for confusing them. And who's the gentleman with the ponytail?
We've got to get his name.
Is it Ryan Ramos? Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay, because somebody put at Ryan Ramos. Yeah, he looks great.
That's him. Yeah, I'm sure that's the name I saw earlier on today. Because, like I said, he just blew my socks off.
And he's not on the score sheet the list that I have that I printed out yesterday. Wesley's back. His great. His weak point is his hamstring, but he will still win, except off the politic. The difference between Zagarella and Wesley's outer sweep. Yeah, Zagarella has a much, much superior lower body with the sweep. You know, sweep is a lot. It's a lot of genetics. I don't think Wesley doesn't train his legs hard or doesn't train them properly. I'm sure he does. You know, some people just have a very natural sweep, like Jay Cutler from day one. He had this crazy sweep to his quads. Always did.
Yeah.
Kasim Arikari. I don't get why short guys are in this class. They look 212 bodybuilders against the taller guys. No hate or anything. Well, you got to have, you know, this is classic. It's all heights are welcome. It's really an open division. It's not like a weight limit or anything. There's a weight limit for your height, but yeah, apparently this guy doesn't want to see too many short guys. I take offense. Ponytail should be in bodybuilding. So it's Ryan Ramos. Oh, wait, this guy says ponytail guy is named Craig. Is he Craig Morton? Does that sound right, guys?
No.
So that was, if he's Craig Morton, he's from United Kingdom, the guy with the gentleman with the ponytail.
Hang on. I could go to Instagram and have a look.
Yeah. Ramos, Terrence Ruffin entering this conversation.
Craig Morton. Okay. Wow.
Did you find him?
No, Craig, a lot of people, everyone's saying it is Craig Morton.
Yeah. Craig Morton from UK.
Yeah, his name definitely him.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, Neil Curry came on and said, hey, Neil Curry, ponytail is Craig Morton, pal.
Oh, thanks, Neil.
Thanks. Well, he's great. He does have a lot of size, but you know what? He made the weight cap.
Mm-hmm.
Side leg, his hamstrings could be better. His whole lower body doesn't quite match the upper body, but you know what? This is classic. We've actually had this argument, me and a few people. Should classic have the same crazy lower body development as open in 212, or should it be a little bit smaller in reference to those classic bodybuilding days of the 70s?
Ron, I just want to interject one moment just to welcome Neil Curry into the chat.
Yeah.
Classic Physique Pro going to Olympia, New York Pro Champion.
Yeah,
Neil Curry.
Thank you for joining us, Neil. Thank you. It says, it's Craig. It's Neil Curry here. He's my mate.
Cool. Nice one, Neil.
Neil Curry equals epic. Yeah, I mean, Neil's
going to surprise at the Olympia, guys. I said it before he came on, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm glad you got him on. Zagarella has no hands though, Ron, on the side. They're non-existent in the back. They only show because he tore his hands. Oh boy. Yeah, that happens a lot. I see a lot of guys with really decent quads and they turn to the side and the hams don't match. It's very, very common. I think hamstrings are a lot tougher for most people to build than quads. They would have to prioritize them. Polak, do bodybuilders take any pre-workout to help the pump on stage, like L-citrulline and such? I think it goes a little beyond pre-workouts. I think it's like insulin and different things like that.
Cialis.
Adam Wallace, Craig needs to open up on the back shots a bit more. So help him sort that out, Neil.
Thank you, Joseph. Flynn, thank you very much for that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, now we know Craig. Yeah, like I said, there are always drenched in oil. There are always people in the lineup that I'm not familiar with, but once I see how good they look, you know, prior to this, they're just a name on a list. I'm like, I have no idea who that is. But ponytail. Now this guy says ponytail guy is Sebastian Chappell. No, he's not. Neil Curry's his friend, and he already said
it's confusing now.
Anthony, are you trying to get us messed up?
Hey, chat, we already have confirmation from Neil Curry, so thank you.
Yeah, you're giving us false intel. There were never any weapons of mass destruction.
Craig Morton's his friend, so I think he knows his mates. So
yeah.
I think you should be able to spot your friend on stage. Yes. I think safe bet.
False intel, false, fake news, guys. That's actually Craig Morton. And Craig, so this is second call out now. It looks like. Look at the quads on the guy on the left. Upper body's pretty light, but look at the quads. Yeah,
looks good.
This is a good group, but you know, it's second call out. Unfortunately, that's typically beyond fifth place. Typically, couldn't really see how many were in that first call out. It looked like there was 5 or 6.
Either way, Giles, get him on global.
Yeah. Well, if he's local, I'll get him in the studio.
There you go.
Shout out to Leo from Leo Longevity. Just messaged me to say we're doing a great job.
Thanks, Adam.
Nice. And
no, that's Leo. Says also the sublingual oral administration was real helpful. People. That's actually thanks, Leo. That's Dr. Tuliatos' recommendation that I just pass on to as many people as I can because I try to help people stay as healthy as possible doing an unhealthy sport at times. So
Adam Wallace just called me a leg end.
What's that mean?
Well, legend.
Oh, legend. I've heard you use the
I've been called worse today.
I've heard you use the term derogatory term bell end on guys before.
Yeah, I used that one with years ago on Aaron Singerman on his radio show years ago, and he was laughing for about 2-3 minutes straight. He couldn't compose himself. He thought it was so funny. Joseph
Flynn says Siem Goossens, middle right, is getting overlooked here. Is he the gentleman with the braids in his hair? He's got great quads. Look at that. Great, nice midsection.
Yep.
A little touch of gyno. What are you going to do about it? Maybe that wasn't gyno. I take it back. Could just be a little swelling around the nipple, especially if it's cold. G'day from Sydney, Australia, says honest opinion. That's not Terrence. Somebody thought Terrence Ruffin was on stage.
No.
That's not Terrence Ruffin, guys. He's all qualified for Olympia. And actually, he just had to evacuate Tampa a couple of days ago because of Hurricane Ian. But he'll be back home soon. I need to get an interview with him.
Also, Ron, I just want to mention in the chat that if anyone wants to help with the Hurricane Ian relief effort, we do have the link for floridadisaster.org. It's pinned to the chat, and every little bit helps.
Cool. Thank you. So the braids is Shane Cullen from Ireland. Shane looks really good. Little light in the upper body compared to the arms, I would say. Looking at the gentleman with the braids there, he's directly in the middle right now on screen. So someone says, some of these guys in the second call out look better than the guys in the first call out. It's hard to say about Patty DePaulo. Someone please repeat what they said about taking orals to help the liver heal. All I was saying is Dr. T says on his show all the time, if you're taking oral gear, I don't want to use the S word so we don't get in trouble, letting it dissolve under your tongue is a little bit safer than swallowing it and letting it go through your digestive system. It gets directly taken up by the buccal membranes and the glands under the tongue. So you're avoiding that first pass through the stomach and the liver. Yeah, I don't want to make this all about that. I want to see Hot Dog King. Who's that?
Hot Dog King?
He's Hot Dog King.
I've never heard that.
Is that
before.
Who? Gary Sides, I know. Craig Morton. It's definitely him, yeah.
Who is that?
Hot Dog. Who's Hot Dog?
What was that, Giles?
I don't know.
Didn't say anything.
What?
Yeah. He didn't say anything. Cheers from Brazil, guys. Thanks from Miguel Chain. Show some of the talents of the world. Yeah, Pedro Barros. Definitely, guys, if you want to know everything going on in Brazil with all the athletes from various divisions, we have a great show called Brazilian Beat that's produced by Miguel Chain. I was saying Chain because they corrected me, but I heard Miguel say his own name is Chain, so I'm just going to keep saying Chain. So that covers bodybuilding, 212, classic, figure, bikini, wellness, all the divisions and the top athletes coming out of Brazil, both top amateurs and pros. Number 10 looks great here, says George White. Which one's number 10? I think he's already off screen. I missed him. Yeah, he's gone. The S word, you kidding me? Yeah, Paul, YouTube is funny. YouTube is really, they'll demonetize you. They'll shut you down for the silliest things. We can't say steroid on YouTube. Is that real? Are you sure about that?
It's not that we can't say steroid. It's how we talk about steroids.
So we should just say steroids are bad and shouldn't do steroids.
We should say steroid.
Drugs are
Let's
bad.
put it this way: we should save steroids for Dr. T.
Binks Cat Ron, did you ever meet Rich Piana at Olympia Expo? Did you shake his hand and chat with him? No. I was around him a few times, and I regret never meeting him because he seemed like a really cool dude. He was just, it was too much for me with all the stuff he had in his shoulders and his arms, and I just didn't approve of that look and people emulating that look because I started to see more people trying to put a bunch of crap in their shoulders and arms and getting all tatted up, trying to be clones of him.
I sat next to him once at the Body Power Pro. I was sat with Ronnie, and he was sat right next to me, and he was breathing so heavily it sounded like he'd just been for a run. I mean, he looked huge and everything, but it just didn't. He didn't look healthy, you know. Bless him.
Giles, Joseph Lynn wants to know how Bobby Kahn would do in a classic lineup these days.
Probably good. Yeah, he was really good. He had a very classic shape. He was around in 2009. I think he won the British in the classic. He was good, really good. A little bit small, but he had a lovely shape, good midsection. He probably could have done really well in men's physique, actually.
More dinosaurs from Thiago Neves. Yeah, Ramondino. I mean, imagine that. People don't even have to say your name. They just put a bunch of dinosaur emojis up and everyone knows who you're talking about.
Just to comment on respect from Bulgaria, Valentin Petrov, he's the second, but he signed his Olympia contract today on Instagram, and he said he's the second Bulgarian to be in the Olympia, and he's the youngest. He claims to be the youngest in the show this year. But I think actually Alex Small might be younger because I think she's 22. Oh, wow. But I think he's the youngest male in the Olympia this year. 20. I forget his age now. He's very young. 23.
Yeah,
24?
I think he said he was 23 on the last show.
Yeah. So he's the youngest guy I think at the Olympia this year, and he's the second Bulgarian ever to step on stage at the Olympia.
Wow, congrats to him. Now they're arguing. Now the discussion is about is anybody up there drug free? mean, there's a couple of them I think might be, but the vast majority of them, I would say no.
Ron, I think some are getting free drugs.
Free drugs? Well, I mean, yeah, they might get getting free drugs, but yeah, they're not. Someone says, I thought Wesley's drug free. I don't think Wesley ever made that claim ever at any point. No. Here's a good point somebody made. G.O.A.T Fitness says too many guys competing in classic without actually having the structure for the division. I agree 100%. You don't see it so much at this level. I see it a lot more in masters, where a lot of guys who are quote unquote failed bodybuilders, like they didn't do very well in bodybuilding because they never had enough mass. Once classic came out, they were able to make the weight cap only because they didn't have enough. Look at the size of this guy on the right. Good Lord. Number 12. That is a big classic guy. Now they moved him over because you're too big, dude. That's too big for classic. I'm sorry. Even is this
he's out of the shot.
Craig Morton. Craig Morton doesn't have the massive quads. I could see that's how he makes weight. I don't know how that guy that they just moved, you can only see a little bit of his arm and leg on the right there. I don't know how he made weight. He looks enormous.
Big arms.
Let's see if I can move it over a little bit.
Big dude. Huge quad.
Judges are not drug free.
I think the black guy is probably still natty. He might be. Yeah, I do see people from time to time that I think are drug free. There are a few of them. I would never say 100% of the pros are using gear, but the majority of them they do. I don't think that's a secret. I don't think we're casting aspersions. Yes.
Guys asking me, wait, what? Giles, how would Charles Claremont do this day and age classic? He was like 240, 250. Yeah. So there's no way he would make classic unless, because he's over 6 foot. So I'd imagine he'd be 10, 20 pounds over the classic limit.
Oh yeah. He was much, much heavier. He was about 6 foot too. He wasn't a short guy from what I recall.
He's taller than me actually. I'm 6'1".
Okay. So yeah, he had to be a good 240, 250.
Yeah, at least he was big, and he was big.
Yeah. But he had a beautiful shape. I hear what they're saying. Shape-wise, he had an incredible, what a beautiful shape and proportions, tiny waist. I would put him as one of the most underrated pros of the 1990s, Charles Claremont.
Yes and no. That's Milos's favorite physique of all time, by the way.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and the thing is, after 93, his condition just got steadily worse each year. But I do agree with what you're saying. But I think if he'd brought the condition he brought in 93 at the Night of Champions, the Grand Prix Tour and the Olympia each year afterwards until 97 when he retired, I think that, yes, he would have been, maybe potential Mr. Olympia. He's incredible.
Yeah, I saw him a few times. I was always very impressed. I think this is from Finland. Or where's Kile from? Finland. Someone's asking, Joku Kile Olulavala. I'm assuming that's Finnish for did Kile come out yet? No, that's open. Yeah. It's ridiculous to be said. How did Francis Benfato do in classic? He actually might have been able to make weight.
Yeah, 1990 Olympia, he weighed 176.
Yeah.
So probably would have made classic. He'd be classic, yeah.
Yeah, and I think he'd be right up there. He'd be right up there with the very best of them.
He'd have pushed Bumstead.
Oh, absolutely. He had an incredible physique. If you don't know Francis Benfato, guys, he was placing, I think, top 6 in the Olympia.
Yeah. At
176 pounds, so Labrada was pretty light too then, but they were up against people like Lee Haney, Mike Christian, Gary Stridham that had 50, 60 pounds on them.
Ron, he played natural in 1990. He was 6th. And then the year after, he came 7th when he wasn't. Because he looked a lot bigger the year after. But in 1990, he claimed to be drug-free.
Okay, guys, not to interrupt. Sorry, Ron. We are going to see, looks like Wesley's coming out again.
Oh, nice. Last call out.
So this will be the last call out for classic. Yeah, that's typically what they do, guys. At the very end of every judging round, they'll bring out the top few guys one last time, especially if it's close, but they typically do it anyway. So Wesley giving himself plenty of room there. So we're looking at Christian Zagarella, and the other gentleman was from Bulgaria, right? Was that Valery Enchev?
Yep, that's your top 3.
So that's Valerie on the right. Zagarella's to the left on screen, right? Yeah.
On the right.
Oh, he's on the right. Oh, damn! I messed it up again.
I think Wesley first, Zagarella second, and the Bulgarian fellow I think he'll be 3rd.
Yeah. So this is top 3, guys. Typically, the last call out is however many guys there. Right. That's your top 3, 4, or 5. This is they wouldn't have brought them back out unless it's. I don't think it's even close. I think Wesley has this locked up. He's got his Olympic qualification.
Yeah, this is Wesley's show to win here.
Go Kile Kujala from Finland. Yeah, you Finnish fans are great. Loho says Baker, Aaron Baker, Stridham, and Pearson were also underrated. Aaron Baker was great.
He wouldn't have been classic though. He's too big.
No, but he was underrated. He was definitely a pro that should have done better.
Terry Pastel would have been an amazing 212 Olympia champion.
Yeah, he was on about
He would have been. Terry Pastel was around today. He would be the 212 Olympia champion.
He had 8 abs. He didn't have a 6-pack. He had an 8-pack.
Yeah, he did.
True story. He did.
Yeah.
So Schmor Bratton says, but wouldn't they become a lot bigger still if they are all on drugs and we compete in Open Knot Classic? No. You're assuming everyone that takes drugs turns into Big Ramy. It's just not the case.
Ron?
Yeah, I mean, you have.
Certainly.
Ron Giles, just want to acknowledge Mario Ultimate Art. He gave us a really nice compliment.
Oh.
He says this is a top-notch live stream.
Thank you, Mario. And Mario, let me see if he's on Instagram so you guys can try to give back a little bit to Mario. I think he is on Instagram. We like to give back.
Have they ever considered a full-on synthol division? Yeah, check out NABA.
So Mario Ultimate Art, if this is you, you're on Instagram as Mario_Ultimate_Art_. Great artist. So follow him, guys. His real name is, I'm going to mess up your first name. I'm sorry. Marikin, Mariqn. But here I go with the last name. Listen to this. Kiryakov. Yeah, I bet I did that right.
Nice.
Hey, Ron.
Yes.
Ron, somebody says, I don't like Wesley's vacuum. And my response is to it, does he think it sucks?
Oh,
that's so bad.
He's sponsored by, but he's sponsored by Dyson. That's why.
Oh, Giles. Twisted front double bicep looks insane for Wesley. Yeah.
Oh God, that's good. That was so bad. It was good.
Yeah.
The midget. Thiago Neves says the midget could go to. We don't use the word midget. That's a bad word now.
Yeah.
We say little person.
Little people.
Vertically challenged is what I prefer. People call me. I'm not a midget. Everyone takes steroids. I take them too. Mike Tyson. Okay. Now they're asking about Big Ramy and they're asking about Hadi, but we're talking about right now. We're talking about look at that front double twisting. I love that twisting shot that Wesley does for his front double.
Yeah, he just looks huge. I remember 2018 Arnold Classic, and then he just looked like an open bodybuilder amongst classics. He looked huge.
Adam Wallace, if you could interview any competitor anytime, who would it be? I would have interviewed Arnold in the 70s. How about you, Giles?
Oh God. I'd like to have got Dorian by himself in the 90s, or like really peak Ronnie. I'd love to have got peak Ronnie. 2003 backstage, just after he stripped off and everyone's jaws dropped to the floor and went, holy shit, we're all in trouble.
Isaac Jordan Giles, he says, do you think Sean Joseph Tavernier could have taken it all the way to 212 Olympian champ?
Yeah, I do actually. He's incredible. He could have followed after Flex Lewis, but he decided to call it a day.
Yeah. Hobbit, not midget. Okay, well, Hobbit's not even a real thing. It's a fictional character from the Tolkien books. But I hear what you're saying. They were short in stature, the Hobbits.
Very feet.
Adam Joyce says, "What about Rory Littlemeyer from back in the day?" Rory was phenomenal. That was an era where, a handful of people turn pro every year. It's not like now where they're cranking out pros like an assembly line. Just to give you an idea, back when I used to go to the USA Championships in the 1990s. 2 people walked out of that show as pros. The Open Men's Bodybuilding winner, that's all there was bodybuilding, and the Open Women Bodybuilder. That was it. 2 people. Now they give out something between 50 to 60 pro cards at every national show. So Rory Littlemeyer today would have been a pro, would have been a great pro. But back in those days, he wasn't able to.
Ron, have you seen him? He's still training. He still looks incredible.
Oh, dude, and he's like 60.
Yeah.
62? Yeah, he looks phenomenal.
Yeah, he looks amazing. I wouldn't mind looking like that in my 60s. Well, my 40s.
So that is it. They just wrapped up the final call out. There goes Wesley Vissers, Valerie Enchev. Yeah, it's over. And
Giles, question for you from chat. This is from Mesa Gegan 56. Please ask Giles' opinion on Ramy's new updates.
I don't like the shoulders.
How dare you?
I don't like the shoulders. I think the rest of him looks absolutely sensational. Waist is tiny. He's in good condition to start a good prep like that. I think everything else looks amazing. But the shoulders, to me, my eyes are drawn to them for the wrong reasons. And I'm really frustrated about that because I like Ramy. I do like him. You know, I mean, I think he's been a Ramy hater in the past, and what he's done in the last few years is incredible. But the shoulders just to draw my eye for the wrong reasons. So I don't know what he can do to fix that. But saying that, he probably will win again. But Ronnie, yeah, I do.
Okay, the stream is off, guys.
Screen, Jen. Put it back up on screen.
Oh, put us back on screen?
Yeah. Well, there's nothing happening on stage.
So now you got to look at us, people. Yeah, we're
one
waiting
step
for
ahead of
Open
you.
to come.
You're coming up now.
Okay. So I'm keeping track.
Marc Hector has amazing muscle bellies. Yes, he does. And I think if he's in condition, I think he's my favorite to win this.
Yeah, we're keeping track, guys. So this is on the Yamamoto Nutrition Instagram page. That's where we're taking the stream from. It's a beautiful stream. They're doing a great job. So there must be a little bit of a break before they bring the Open guys on, because everyone keeps asking when the Open judging. Momentarily is all I can say. It should be very, very soon because they just wrapped up Classic. So Open should be coming on any minute now. Any minute. Yeah, so yeah, what are we talking about? Ramy shoulders again? Oh, good Lord. I hate coming across I don't want to come across as a Ramy hater. He's the best in the world right now for the last 2 years. And I agree with Ronnie Coleman. I don't see anybody beating him this year. I just don't. I think he'll get strong pushes from a couple people, but he's just overwhelming. He's just so big and freaky. You know, I don't know who's going to beat that. Maybe Nick Walker could step up to the plate this year, but we still have Brandon trying to get his title back. We have
Bonac.
Yeah. Bonac. We have Hadi Chupan is no joke.
Yeah.
Who else are we forgetting? Hunter Labrada is like 280 right now, looking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Samson Dauda. I mean, thank you, Giles. Thank you. Because I always forget Samson, and I know I shouldn't, but I think it's just because I haven't seen him at the Olympia many times. Where
I don't see Andrew Jack making top 6. I think he may be 8th to 10th, but I need to see something different from Andrew, something that he hasn't brought yet, and that's condition. And I think he has a few holes in his physique, and I think another year or two, I think he will be a threat for the Olympia title. But this year, absolutely not. No. Yeah,
I mean, people are always quick to jump on the latest craze, the newest guy winning shows, and he's phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's ready to be Mr. Olympia yet. But the guy, come on, give him a break. 6 months ago, he was an amateur.
Yeah, but these same fans are the ones that said Crizzo's going to be a threat for the Olympia, and he's not even pro yet. So I think it's because I think people just get so excited and so overexcited about the new guys. I think they just kind of lose their minds a little bit because I think they want it to happen because it adds excitement. So I get that, but I think Crizzo and Jack, I think in a couple of years, I mean, they could be, you know, they could literally be the top 2 at the Olympia potentially, but then you've got all these other guys that will be getting better, you know, and so it's you know, this year's Olympia to make top 6 is going to be something pretty special.
Yeah, we're talking about the Olympia on the chat. And what about Crizzo? We think Crizzo is good. I don't think he's quite ready to be Mr. Olympia yet.
Yep.
I'd love to see Samson and Ramy compared. Not saying Samson would win, but I'd love to see that comparison. I think we will see that comparison.
Yeah. I do.
I think they'll be put next to each other at some point. Andrew, 8th to 10. This dude is drunk. Giles, are you drunk already? Come on now.
I've had a lot of hate for the Andrew Jack thing. I just think, honestly, guys, I had Ronnie on Monday, and he said, like, you know, he needs to bring his back up, and you know, because he's not brought condition yet. And the thing is, sometimes when these guys do get condition, they lose a lot of their impressiveness. I'm not saying Andrew Jack will, but we've not physically seen him in top condition yet. We've had excuses for Texas why he wasn't in condition. He didn't really bring that much better condition to the Arnold UK. He hasn't beaten any top 6 Olympia guys yet. He did beat Steve Kucklow, but he was 3rd in 2019. So let's just slow down a bit. You know, I don't think he's going to be a first call out guy this year. Next year, 100% yes. The year after, then yeah, I think he could be pushing like the Ramys and stuff. I think he could be a top 3 or top 2, even a potential winner. But I think it's going to take time. I think people are just getting a bit ahead of themselves.
I don't know if this is Stanimal on the chat. Stanimal TV, is that Stanimal? No, Stanimal 9 is his official.
And guys, we are back.
Yeah. Oh, we're back. Let's go.
Nice. Awesome.
Oh yeah. All right, we can stop arguing about the Olympia for the moment.
And we forgot about Derek Lunsford.
Yeah, well, someone had just mentioned him there, I think.
Yeah. I mean, God, that guy is just looking sensational.
Someone wanted to let us know. Chris K wants to let us know. Wesley's coach, Stefan Kienzel, is one of the best coaches in Europe. He's also the coach of Fabian Marin Urs. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
So he's letting us know who Wesley Visser's coach is. It's Stefan Kienzl from Germany, who's also Fabian Maier's coach from Austria, and Urs Kalaczynski from Germany.
Ron?
Fabian Maier's very good.
Yeah.
I just want to confirm, we do indeed have Stanimal in the chat.
Oh, well, that's Stanimal TV. Stan, is this you? If so, give me your middle name. Only you would know
Legion
that.
next week, isn't he? He's doing Legion in the Open.
Yeah. Looking forward to Stanimal turned pro in men's physique, I believe. Then he competed in classic, and now he's open. So he's done it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know a female that did 4 once. A pro did 4 different. She did bikini, figure, fitness, and I forget what the other one was, but she did 4 different divisions.
Okay, guys, we're back. Should be coming up in a minute.
Okay.
So let's see it. I'm anxious to see these open guys now.
I'm not sure that's Stanimal. That's Stanimal. Wow. Maybe it is.
There's Patrick.
Oh, let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is just the groups.
The big boys are here.
Yeah, guys. When is open? Open is right now. So we got is that Marc Hector on the right, John?
He's not crisp.
Oh, he's still
not
off.
It wasn't enough. The week wasn't enough. I knew it wouldn't be.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
Congrats, Patrick. Congratulations. Yeah, it's a little early. We're celebrating a little early for Patrick. Yeah, next to him looks really sharp, though. Who's that? Patrick Johnson. Is that Sarhan?
Patrick, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, Patrick looks great.
Yeah, he's won that.
Yeah, I mean, we've yet to see Jamie, but he beat Jamie by a few places last week. So
look at Mark's midsection. He's coming too heavy again. I knew a week wouldn't be enough. I was really nervous when he said he was doing this one, and then he said he dropped 10 pound. But that could be also 6 pound of fullness, which is not 10 pound off his back, which is what he needs. I think he could be perfect to say Prague or Italy, but I think this week was a bit. This was a bit hasty doing this one.
So the stream did not show the first group, which would have shown us an early preview of Lionel Baeke and Jamie Christian, but they'll be coming back out. So what they do, guys, initially they just bring them all out in groups. It's not a call out. Everyone gets called out in groups of usually 5 to 6 or 7, depending on how many competitors total they have. And then they do typically they do the individuals. Everyone comes out one at a time. Okay, it looks like we're already at that point.
Who's this guy?
I'm guessing this is Muhammad. No, that's classic. Sorry. So this is Osama Ashur from Egypt.
Okay.
So Lionel will be after him, but Osama looks pretty good. He might be a 212. There was no 212 division in the show, and I think a few of the guys in this open class here today are usually 212 competitors. But a lot of times when there's no 212 class and they see an opportunity, they'll jump into an open show.
Mark is watery. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, it's too bad because what if
Yeki was soft? We've not seen him yet. We didn't get the live stream up in time, so we'll see him when he comes on next, hopefully.
So Jamie, Mark wins the softest athlete in the show. Mike D says it is Stanimal. Okay, good. Oh, Stanimal just messaged me. Hi, Ron. That's me on the MD chat. Well, we appreciate you being here, Stanimal.
Stanimal.
I didn't even know I had you on my WhatsApp contact, but man, good luck next week in Legion. We'll be covering that, Stanimal. I wish you the very best of luck. I've been looking at your updates. You look fantastic. So very good luck.
MVP's giving me some flack about what I'm saying about Andrew being 8th to 10th at Olympia, and I stand by that.
Mark's glutes too big, or is the way he poses? I find it hilarious how they always say you're drunk, though. Like you can't have a dissenting opinion without being inebriated or intoxicated.
Well, let's see at the Olympia time. I mean, like I said, if he brings something new, then yeah. Well, I still don't think he'll crack top 6. No chance. No, the top 6 I think is pretty.
Okay, here we go. Lionel Baeke.
Okay. Oh, is that Lionel?
Oh my goodness, no, way off.
Oh,
way off.
It looks smaller.
Oh, way off. Smaller, soft as butter. Oh my goodness. Look at those legs. I don't mean to be a jerk, but my God, it looks like he's 8 weeks out, 10 weeks out.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's such a shame. I'm gutted. What about you, Ronnie?
I'm upset because I'm a fan.
Sorry to interrupt. I didn't even recognize him there.
I mean, facially, I recognize him, but that's a shadow of his former self right there.
What does this guy need to do?
Wow. Didn't look like he prepped for this at all.
Can't he get in contact with Patrick Tour or Chris Aceto or one of these guys and just really knuckle down. I mean, he has brought good condition in the past. I remember when he was competing in NABA and he was sensational.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him much better than this many times.
Guys, I just want to recognize one of our members in the chat, Talum Strength Club. He says Lionel is really off. Yes, we agree with you.
Yeah. That's a shame.
It's a shame because
I'm not happy about that at all.
This is his home country, France, and you would think out of just pride he would want to come in at his best and try. Fat Albert is leaner. Oh, that's pretty cool.
I hope he does Prague or something and really like sharpens up, because I hope this is a wake-up call for him, and then he goes and does like Prague or Romania and he turns up looking sensational. Because imagine if he could turn it around, because
he needs a good 10 weeks. He is way off.
How long's Romania? That's second week of November. How many weeks is that?
I don't know. So this should be Anton Buppas from Germany. Bipus.
Yeah, he was top 10 in Italy a few weeks ago. Is he from Denmark? Is it Denmark?
Anton is from Germany. So George White is saying with Lionel, it isn't the coach, it's the adherence to diet and training. Yeah, that's somebody he looks like he hasn't dieted at all. That is, it's terrible. I think he's diabetic. Well, that's no excuse for not diet. Giles is diabetic and he doesn't walk around fat. Lionel went off season instead of prep. No, I don't know about that. I really know why he competed. I don't know. Lionel is done. He's lost a lot of muscle. He's done. Is this strongman? No, this is bodybuilding. Where's Lionel? You just missed him and you didn't miss much. He needs some hand rambod. I think he needs honey. Jamie can win? ? Well, we haven't seen Jamie yet, but
yeah, I'm interested to see Jamie because I want to see if he's even better than he was at the Arnold UK, because I thought he peaked really beautifully at the Arnold UK. So it'd be interesting to see if he can even improve on that.
Someone's asking how old is Lionel. Someone said the other day on MD forum he's 41.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. 12-pack of diuretics. That's not water, guys. That's body fat. That's body fat.
Rob Cannon's on stage now, the Brit.
Rob Cannon from UK.
Yeah, he was 10th or 11th at the Arnold Classic last week. He turned pro in August, Spain last year when I was at the one that Nathan won last year. He turned pro there.
Built like a tank.
He made his pro debut last week, and I think he looked really, really good, actually. He looked really good last week.
Yeah, he's certainly thick.
Yeah, he's thick.
Got a lot of dense muscle tissue on him. Lionel doesn't have a coach. That doesn't surprise me.
He needs one.
I think Jamie will smoke all today. That bubble gut of this guy. Yeah, he's got a little thicker waistline. It's. I don't really see a bubble gut, but doesn't have that natural V shape or someone with a really slender hips, which is just your bone structure. Yeah, you see there's
legs.
Fantastic legs. He's a thick dude, but is he short or is that just the way he's?
Yeah, he's about. I'm guessing 5'6", 5'7".
Okay.
His girlfriend competed in the figure last week, and I think she got pretty good placing, 7th or 8th.
Rob is built like a tank. That's what I said.
And coming up next, guys, we have Jamie Christian-Johal.
Oh, fingers crossed! Come on, Jamie! Come on!
And from what I'm seeing right now, without the delay, he looks absolutely phenomenal.
Come on! I can't see him yet. He's not come on.
Well, he's coming up right now.
Jen's watching. The Instagram feed is 20 seconds ahead of us.
Well, I am the director. I have that ability.
Okay, Jamie Christian-Johal.
He was fuller last week.
He needed to be a little tighter, though, from the back, and I think we'll find out in a second if he did that.
He does look great, though, from the front. Let's see.
He's a lot flatter this week.
Oh, boy, what's going on with their feed? Oh, boy. Okay, which is a focus issue. They're back in focus.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the side chest. Great shot for Jamie.
I think he looked better last week.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, he was a lot. He looked so full and hard and everything because everything was pushing against the skin last week. But I mean, under if you're there, maybe he will look slightly sharper. But I think I preferred the look he had last week. So he looked great there. Great.
He's looking flat here. Yeah, Isaac Jordan, we agree. He's definitely, because this is 3 shows in a row for him. And the first one was 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago.
No, it was, he did Italy.
So that was that the week before Arnold UK or 2 weeks?
Stream just dropped.
Oh, okay. So that's 3 weeks. Jamie looks very good. He's from Latspurs. I'm impressed.
Jamie's drier, but I prefer the fuller look, mate. I prefer the fuller because he looked really nice. His separation was beautiful last week. I think he peaked perfectly for the Arnold's last week.
Yeah, the feed just dropped. The stream just dropped. So we're relying on the Yamamoto Nutrition Instagram page for our feed. I guess we'll just talk amongst ourselves until it comes back. Because next, it's back again.
It's back. I got it.
Okay.
So Stanimal says Patrick first, Giant second. I to be honest, I've probably got no argument with that.
Yeah, from what I've seen so far.
Yeah,
I agree.
Who else would you have? We haven't seen a couple people yet, but Hector's way off.
Yeah, Jamie, Lionel's way off.
Lionel's not even in the conversation.
Imagine if a guy like Lionel not even probably placing top 5 in this show like this. I mean, it's no disrespect, but this isn't like, this isn't like an Arnold Classic where he has made top 6. But right. I mean, he'll struggle to make top 6 in this.
Column Strength Club says Jamie looks great, but with some solid hamstrings, he would be complete. They went 2 days instead of a 3-day carb up. That could play in his fullness. Right. I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
But he may be a touch sharper, but I don't know, a guy with a frame that big. I mean, it must be tricky to know what look to bring, But like I said, the Arnold Classic look last week was
sorry,
incredible.
Giles. I just want to interject that we have Patrick Johnson coming up next.
Good.
Winner.
I don't like always critiquing people. I want to praise people too. Here we go. Here's somebody to praise. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Excellent.
Look at the crazy arms, crazy quad sweep.
Yeah.
Now he's in slow motion for some reason.
The G.O.A.T effect really worked on Patrick, didn't it? 8 weeks out there training with Brandon Curry, prepped by Abdullah. That really worked well because, I mean, he's just flourished. I mean, he's what? Apparently, someone said on the forum, he said that he's lighter than he was last year, but to me, he looks 20 pounds heavier.
I don't think he's lighter.
I know. That's
just because people say things on the forum doesn't mean it's true.
Perish the thought.
I could say Big Rami's actually 92 years old, and that doesn't mean it's true.
Look at that back.
He's not.
Unreal.
Yeah, it's good.
He's even got big, giant calves. Look at that. Nice diamond calves. Glutes are in. From the front, is it the clarity of the stream, or did it look to me like his quads weren't quite as crisp and separated as they were last weekend?
It's probably the stream.
I'm just so busy. I'm so busy looking at his soleus. The inside of his soleus comes out like at a 70-degree angle. It's crazy. I mean, the muscle that lies under the gastrocnemius is just flares out. He's got calf flare.
Yeah, George White says Patrick looked tighter last week, but he looks better this week. He's fuller for sure.
Yeah.
Isaac Jordan says Marc Hector watching Patrick like, why did I leave Abdullah? Oh boy. Gossip. Way too narrow for Jamie. Clear winner. I think Patrick is a clear winner from everything I've seen so far.
Do you
think Jamie could get second?
Go ahead, Giles.
Do you think Jamie could get second here today?
From what I've seen so far. Let's see it. I'm very curious to see the first call out. Lights out, Isaac.
And Ron, thing is, with him doing Legion next week, if Jamie gets a good placing there, I mean, how many points is he going to have?
Several. I don't know.
No, he's going to have a decent amount, though, isn't he? Because he's had some good placings now. But I'm assuming he wants to get a win, though.
Yeah. So I think this is Sarhan. No, this is Kila Kujala. What am I saying?
Kila. Yes.
Yeah, there's Kila Kujala from Finland because some of you Finnish fans were asking about him. Well, here he is. Yeah, big dude.
Ron, just want to interject. The chat thinks that Patrick Johnson is going to win 44% out of 1,456 votes. Mark,
wow.
Only 44%?
44%, yes.
I said only 44%. That's
Marc Hector, 28%. Followed by Lionel Biecki, and then Jamie at 9%.
Okay, they clearly voted before they saw what these people look like. No, they did, and that's fine. They're going on previous iterations of these people, not what we're seeing today.
Let's rerun it. Let's see what they think.
Yeah, I mean, Lionel at his best would have definitely pushed Patrick here today, for sure. But
Mark as well. If Mark had been a lot sharper than last week, then I think he would have could push Patrick for the win. Absolutely. But to me, as soon as he's turned to the back, I could see that he was off. Like I said, a week wasn't enough. He should have shut it down for 2 or 3 weeks and just did Italy.
Yeah, someone said 56% need glasses, so that's 100 minus 44. I kind of agree with that. Yeah, SME Production says I definitely voted before I saw. Yeah, I think most people must have.
Yeah.
Or that's a reflection of what we're seeing. Someone, ZZ Patek says, if Patrick had a wider back, he would be complete. Do you agree with that, Charles?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I still think that's his missing body part at the moment. His back is better, but I mean, when he does a real bicep, I just look at his arms and his shoulders and his calves. I don't even look at his back, because his back in the rear lat spread and the real bicep is the one area that he needs to sort of fill in a bit, I think, now.
So now we're looking at Palestine's Sarhan. He had some great biceps in that front double bicep. Nice quad sweep. Legs from the side look a little light to me. The hams could be better. Look at that upper body. Shoulders look a little overpowering. Look at the rear delts, especially, look a little dodgy there. A little too full. I don't know.
Maybe just pump them up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to make any any accusations. They just look a little odd, those rear delts.
I can see all three heads in the rear double bicep, though.
Okay, well, that's a good sign. This guy borrowed his shoulders from Hadi. Oh, okay. This dude's delts are nice. Justin Rodriguez delts. Okay, so some people are seeing what I'm seeing. Go ahead, Jim.
75% for Patrick.
Ah, see, you guys woke up.
And now 20% for Jamie.
Wow, that's good. I think Jamie will get second. That's a really good placing for him. Really good.
Bubblegum delts. A little too full. Marc Hector should take a break, lose body fat, and do Romania for next year's O qualification early. I think, is Romania qualify for next year?
No, this year.
No, this year. Last
one.
one.
George White agrees with me because, you know, he's brilliant. Of course, if you agree with me, it must mean you're brilliant. He agrees the rear delts looked very dodgy.
Oh, is Mark now?
Okay, Marc Hector.
See, from the front, how was side, he looked great, but
it was okay.
The back.
Heisenberg is watching from the Philippines, where it's 1:42 a.m. Go to bed, Heisenberg. No, we appreciate you watching. Shoulder is Kenthal. I think you meant to say Synthal. That is a complete joke. Mark will win if he came in tight at finals. You see, well, unfortunately, finals is going to go right after this, so he's not going to have time to make any crazy adjustments. He's not going to sharpen up that
honestly,
much.
Ron, I honestly think Prague or Romania, I think he could be absolutely bang on for that. I think he should even skip Italy. I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, I agree. That's 1 week. You're not going to do much in a week, but
no, just tire himself out for no reason. I think Prague.
That's 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Romania is after Prague, right? Yeah. So that's 5 or 6 weeks from now. I know Prague's 4 weeks. There goes Mark. Hold on.
I'm saying Marc Hector should do Prague and go and try and win it.
Yeah, 4 weeks. He could make a big change in 4 weeks.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, I do think he's the sort of physique that needs to be in the Olympia this year.
Yeah, I love that guy's physique. And, you know, Fahim Islam, love you, Ron. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Mark's hams are still weak also. Yeah, a lot of weak hams in bodybuilding, unfortunately. A lot of weak hams compared to the quads. A lot of guys have much better quads than their hams, which is like a recipe for disaster because they should be strength-wise in proportion so you don't tear a hamstring. Yeah. James would win this show for sure if he was here. Well, I don't know. He'd still have trouble with Patrick, but it probably. Now, James Holling says not in the show.
Okay, Ron.
He would have
They're bringing them out now.
Yep.
Looks like the first call out.
Okay.
Yep. Awesome.
All right, guys. So we're now going to see the first call out. I'm sure we're going to see Patrick Johnson and Jamie in there. Just curious to see who else they put there in that first call out.
Mark doesn't have a film from the back. That's a lot more than water there. That he needs to, and he needs at least good 4 weeks there.
Hello from East Timor. I don't know where that is, but it's 1 a.m. there, wherever the heck that is. Jamie is most impressive. Filling out that frame must be a challenge. Oh, of course. Yep. Look at that's 6'5".
It's on the other side of the world.
Sarhan looks the best.
It's in Asia.
College, thank you. College Bitani says Sarhan looks the best so far. That's your opinion. I don't think the judges are going to agree with you at all.
Does he mean his best, though? His best?
No, I think he means he's the best bodybuilder on stage today, which, you know, I'm going to disagree with that. But you can have your own opinion. You're entitled to it. It's 4:15 a.m. here in Australia. Thank you. Well, maybe you got up early. I hope you didn't stay up all night.
What is this call out? Because they're bringing them out.
That is odd. This is an odd call out.
Oh, bit of argy-bargy there with
Patrick not in the first call out, unless the camera is not showing him.
Yeah, it's a one camera angle. They need
He's
to move.
coming
They
up
need
next.
separate camera.
He's coming up next.
Are they going to move him in the middle? Jamie's in the middle right now. Lebanon, Mark Alamil. Well, that's where my son-in-law's family's from, Lebanon.
Okay, Patrick was on the end. He's moving now.
Okay, yeah, that's what they do. So now they're going to put Patrick in the middle,
Okay.
and they'll probably move this guy. They're going to I'm guessing they're going to put Jamie back in there. They're going to move this guy in the red, and they're going to put Jamie. They're going to put Jamie next to him. Nope, who's this? So we got Marc Hector. Oh, there's Sarhan. Okay, maybe okay. I was wrong. The judges do like him.
I don't like Marc Hector's frontal bicep anymore. It doesn't look pleasing. It used to look a lot pleasing when he was lighter.
What a V taper on him. Now look at that little waist. He actually has a better taper than. Oh wait, that's. Patrick
looks take off there, doesn't he, Mark, with his front lat square?
This stream is not doing Patrick favors. I'm sure he's leaner than what I'm looking at right here on the screen.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. You need to move Mark to the outside? Nah, he's not that bad.
Is that?
I would like to see.
Go ahead.
The guy in the green. Is that Sarhan, the guy in the green?
Yeah, and Battle for the Oil Olympia says, RONLINE, explain to me how the judges don't see the delts of insanity. I'm sure they do see it.
Who?
They're asking why aren't the judges penalizing this guy for those rear delts being gentlemen in the green, being, I mean, they're not weird shaped. I mean, it's possible that could be an actual rear delt and not, I mean, there they look okay. In the rear double, they look fine.
I don't see it. I don't see any problem with it. Maybe I'm not looking closely enough.
It's only when you see them in the side shots that they look kind of weird.
Okay.
Yeah, the back shot, they look fine. Side chest, they look kind of weird. But right there, they look fine. I mean,
I really want to see Sorry to interrupt. I really want to see Jamie next to Patrick.
We will, I think. I think they're going to put him next to him. He should be there. I mean, Mark's phenomenal, but he's off. I think Jamie should be next to him.
Agree.
They're sus AF. Mike D is saying about those. A lot of people upset about the delts.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can see a swelling there actually now when you say it.
Like I said, from the back shots, it's not as obvious at all. The side shots, it looks really odd. I see a problem with the Battle for the Olympia. I do, but I'm not judging. Physiques are not Olympia level. The winner better stay home in December. Well, I mean, he's got time to improve from here on in. To say Patrick doesn't belong in the Olympia, I wouldn't say that. I think he does.
Yeah, of course he does. Yeah. He's probably going to win today.
Guy in green is going straight.
Here we are, Jamie next to Patrick now. This is what I want to see.
Okay. So Sarhan gets moved over, and Jamie the Giant, literally head and shoulders above everybody else. Look at that.
He is.
I'm wondering how tall Patrick and Mark must be.
Mark's 5'10".
Oh, okay. So yeah, it shows you how tall Jamie. 6'5" is a very tall bodybuilder. Very, very tall. That's why he's.
Like I said, I keep saying I do prefer Jamie's look last week. I think he looked better, fuller. But he looks sharp. He looks in condition.
Yeah, Mark, what a physique on this guy. If he was just a little sharper, he'd be pushing Patrick for the win here if he was 100%. I believe we're looking at the top three right here. I think they have Mark in third. He might even be second.
Ron, I was just about to say that. By the way they're moving him around, I honestly think that his structure maybe potentially could carry him ahead of Jamie, and I wouldn't be shocked.
He's tightening up as the judging goes on. Also, he's getting a little sharper. Some guys fade. Other people actually sharpen up. They sweat and they lose some water weight, which I still think he does have some body fat to go, but he's definitely dropped some water since we started this judging. I don't know, 20, 30 minutes ago.
Is Lionel now? Oh,
you could have won the show, Ron. No, come on now, don't be ridiculous. No, these guys are pretty damn great. Antoine in the house. Where's Antoine?
Antoine's here.
Not Dean. No. Wait, what says Antoine in the house? I've never seen Antoine in a live chat.
I can't look at Lionel. It's so disappointing to see how great he was.
Posey bends knee too much, makes him look short. Lionel LML. Lionel is 16 weeks out. Oof. I'd say 10 weeks looking at him, 10 to 12 weeks for sure. If I was competing, I'd be nervous if I looked like that any closer than 10 weeks to the show. I'd be like,
I agree.
I better do another show.
He's barely got abs.
Yeah. Lionel's trolling at this point. I don't think he's trolling. I think he's either he can't stick to a diet or I don't know what the deal is, guys. Kile Kujala mixed in there now on the right.
Lionel is dripping.
Let's see, he's dripping.
Oh, bless him.
Number
I feel
3
bad
is
for him. I feel really bad for him, Ron.
Lionel. I mean,
Yeah, I love Patrick Tour to get hold of him.
I mean, I'm not going to say who. I spoke to one of his former coaches years ago, and he was always frustrated with him not adhering to the diet 100%. It was, you know, a great coach can't help anyone who's not coachable, who doesn't do what the coach tells you to do.
Yeah.
So for the people saying he needs this or that coach, I don't know if Lionel would. I don't know. Would he listen to the coach and eat exactly what he's supposed to eat and do all the cardio?
But how many times have you seen coaches dropping athletes because they literally aren't? They're doing their check-ins and they're like, "You've not done what I've said. Otherwise, you wouldn't look like this." You know, so it's frustrating for the coach when, you know, they like if someone like Lionel, they prep with him and he wasn't sort of doing or changing every week, then he would know that there was something up.
Yeah.
Lionel and Patrick has worked with Ronnie Raquel when he was diabetic, and he brought him in his best ever condition, if you remember, when he won the Ferrigno many years ago.
Yeah. Brent Swanson in the chat. Brent Swanson Pro from Illinois. A lot to be desired in this call out. No one looks like they dieted. Yeah, we're also, I think the quality of the stream is affecting what we're seeing in the condition too. And that's not to say they're not doing a great job with the stream. But a lot, if you're in person, I bet you would see better condition than what we're looking at right now. He has balls to go on stage like that. Maybe he's here for fun and didn't take any PEDs. I mean,
wow.
Who was Lionel's coach? The Burger King? Oof, it's harsh. Change beer for hockey?
That was mean.
Yeah. Oh, come on, guys.
Fans are brutal. Lee Carmichael from UK. Brent Swanson in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, no, come on.
He's a pro, isn't he? Yeah. Did the Shed Hollingshead travel? No, Shed's doing the Italy show next week, guys. James has more time to compete. He's too busy on the podcast circuit. No, that's not true. He's doing. I strongly think Lionel deserves to be placed ahead of the green trunk guy. No, I wouldn't say that. Again. Jamie looks shredded AF. Want to hear me try some Finnish? That's their language, right? Eu kaila kilin paras versio vika nin usko. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of your language. I can't read it.
It's Finnish, not German.
Yeah, I'm ignorant, man. I'm an ugly American. What do I know? I'm a big fan of Lionel. He's never sharp enough. Yeah, I agree. Rice cakes. No, he ate birthday cakes. Oof. Oh. These guys got jokes, though. You got to give them credit. These guys in the chat. Guys got good jokes. How these guys in second call out even hold a pro card? Well, it doesn't mean they don't deserve to be a pro.
Yeah.
But they're just not, they don't have a chance against some of these top guys. That's all. I wish the lighting was better. There's not popping for me, top three. Messi, I'm talking rice cake, birthday cake. Test and Decca 3 days out. Liverpool, England in the house. Liverpool. That's where the Beatles are from, yeah. And Nathan Dasha. Jamie looks really good. Got some more Finnish there from Ontario. I assume that's Finnish. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know what language.
Yeah, what's going on with somebody said Jamie third because his core is mushy looking. I noticed that on the live stream. Maybe there's a bit of bloating there from the carbing. Maybe he was carbing late, you know, because obviously by the time last week was only last week. Do you know what I mean? And that was a big carb. Oh, Milos is messaging me now.
Giles, what did you say about my guy?
Yeah, he's probably complaining.
All right, we got it back.
And Milos, say hi.
Take back what you said about Jamie.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Is that what he's saying?
Oh, he's sending me more pictures now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Milos.
Let's have a look.
Milos, guys, does a show on MD every once in a while, every month, called Inside the Mind, where he answers questions.
Guys, not to interrupt, we are back.
We're back. Yeah, Milos is one of my favorite people to talk to in the industry. Love covering shows with Milos. I remember Des James saying he was trying to help get Lionel in shape, but reckoned Lionel wouldn't put the effort in to sharpen up. Mumbai, India in the house. More characters with the mix.
Oh, lost the live.
Oh, now we got Jamie in the middle.
Okay.
Jamie in the middle, and that's Sarhan in the green trunks to his right.
Probably for second or third place, I'm thinking.
Yeah. I'm guessing now they must have Marc Hector in second.
Hang on.
Lionel almost there another week. When are the winners announced? It's not going to be for a while, guys. Lionel, a hot mess. Milos, thank you for working with Samson, says George White. Yeah, he's doing great work with Samson. Milos, the best. Jamie can't be any lower than third. Jamie is second. I don't know. From the callouts, to me, it looked like they might have Marc. I mean, Marc's got.
No.
Yeah, it's running up to Scoozers. Nathan to Ash. Liverpool. What's the big football team in Liverpool, Giles?
Liverpool.
That's just what it's called, Liverpool?
Yeah. Liverpool FC. Come on, Ron.
Not very creative. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be like the Tigers or the Hawks. No, nothing cool. Okay.
No. I've got copyright.
Also,
on
I
that.
just want to add, yes, everybody should subscribe to Jamie's YouTube channel, as well as all the other bodybuilders' YouTube channels as well.
Jamie's channel, is it called Jamie the Giant?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, great. He does great content. Great content. Milos is messaging me now with a picture.
Yep.
Well, Milos, I'm watching the stream, but I appreciate you sending me the pictures too. I think, is Milos there? I think he's there.
Yeah, he must be.
Okay, so even his iPhone pictures from, looks like he's first row. I think he's in the first row behind the judges. Yeah, the people look way better in his pictures than they do in the stream.
I think someone's sending Milos pictures and he's sending them to us.
Oh, okay. Maybe so.
Yeah. I did, because I saw the promo video yesterday and I didn't see Milos in the promo video. Otherwise, they'd have filmed him. Do you know what I mean? And included him because he's a big name.
Yeah, condition is way more apparent in these iPhone pictures. Jamie looks tighter in these pictures.
Oh, look. Top two.
Okay, so here we go. The last call out. No,
they've got Marc in second. I mean, could Marc? I know Marc won't win this, will he? Surely not.
Milos is home in Vegas. Well, Milos, thanks for sending the pictures.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Milos. Yeah, so this is definitely the top two. If they wouldn't bring them out, this is probably the very last call.
Okay.
English footy doesn't need names. You represent the area you come from. That's it. Okay. I don't know, but we call it soccer here. That's how dopey we are.
Soccer.
Soccer, football.
Do you know what? Marc has got such a superior frame, but I mean, in like it's shoulder to waist, but great shoulders and there's more pop to his physique. But for me, I've still got Patrick in first because of the better, because Marc is not on. He still looks a couple of weeks out to me.
Yeah, but like we were just saying when we started all this, size, shape, structure can sometimes trump somebody who's in a little better. Somebody can be a little bit off. Like Andrew Jack has not been 100% yet, and he destroyed those two shows he's done so far. Yeah,
I said Brandon Curry at the Arnold Classic, Akeem Williams, Keon, Andrew Jack. These are guys winning shows not in top condition. So potentially, if they go by structure, Marc could win this.
Someone says Patrick's back looks horrid. I don't know about that.
I disagree with that.
I wouldn't. Horrid is a little. Sometimes guys are harsh, really harsh. I mean, Marc has. Look at that. Look at his side tricep. Look at the delts. Marc's
sharpening up, isn't he? From the back.
He really is. I'd say he's like 21.2% sharper than he was when this started.
Better, definitely.
14 minutes ago.
Yeah. So 4 weeks, he could really make a huge difference from here to Prague.
That's either some very good diuretics or very hot lights.
Milos thinks Jamie should be in this call out. I think they should have done three-man call out for the final call out. Travesty. Yeah, I mean, he definitely deserved it. I'm going to agree with you, Milos. I'll say agree.
It looks like they're deciding on something.
Marc could win with
that's it.
You know what, Ron, somebody there said Vince Rumgood, Marc could win this with his shape. Do you know what? I would not be shocked right now with what I'm seeing right now on the screen. I would not be shocked.
I've seen stranger things happen. He does have a better shape. He's bigger I think he looks bigger.
He is
bigger than Patrick. He is bigger. He's massive.
They just cut the stream again.
Better taper.
Yeah. Is that Ron Haché? What's he doing over there? Yeah. Hey, Ron. I see him on screen. He's over there in France. Well, he is French Canadian, so it makes sense. He speaks the language. Marc's crab pose is insane. I agree.
Yeah, that hands clasp is incredible.
His shoulders and arms are insane.
He's most muscular. He puts his arms up too wide, his elbows really too wide, and he kind of throws his traps forward. I don't like it. Hides his physique. I think his hands clasped is absolutely incredible because it shows the size of his shoulders and how wide his shoulders and how small his waist is.
Yeah, agree. That's a killer shot for him. So stream is over. Judging is over, guys. I don't think they're going to take much of a break. I couldn't hear the audio, so I don't know if they were announcing. It probably would have been in French anyway, and I would have understood. But looks like they're going to break before they start the finals. Jen, can they hear you or not? Okay, so I'll discuss it. I think we should probably take a little break and come back for finals, which should be shortly. Come back for when physique is probably halfway through or so.
Well, we don't know if they're going to come back immediately. It may not be too long at all. But last time we did that, broke for about 10 minutes, and then basically they were right back almost.
Yeah. I'm inclined to, because we don't, George White, I agree with Giles regards opposing most muscular. Yeah. His pro show doesn't feel like a pro. I agree with the crowd. Most muscular Mark is on point.
Well, here's the thing. We have been on.
Logan Franklin.
What?
Go ahead.
Logan Franklin's
hello,
in the chat.
Logan.
No, really? Where is he? What did he say?
I just saw him. He went up. There's a lot of messages coming through, and I saw him. He says, "I'm late to the party."
There he is.
Yeah, you're late.
There he
Logan.
is. Welcome, Classic Physique Pro, also Olympian, Logan Franklin.
Yeah. Also has a great show called Ask the Texas Oak. We do that once a month here, sponsored by G.O.A.T, his sponsor. Check that out. We had an edition of that last week, I believe it was.
Nice.
Because we're still in this week right now. It's Saturday. Check that out. Logan Franklin making great gains. Coached by Milos Sarshev.
Great poser.
Great poser. Yeah, I agree. One of the best posers in Classic today. Yeah. Show the video. Well, the video's over, guys. There's no, the stream's cut while they're on break. Yeah. I'm inclined to do that, Jen, to start up again in a little while.
We'll take a short break and we'll come back.
Selfishly, I'm really hungry. So
me too. Me too.
So let's get a little bite to eat, guys. We'll be back. I'm not sure exactly when, but if you keep your notifications on, that little bell there, you'll be notified when we come back live. We're gonna cover the finals, which over in France, it's already 8:03 p.m. over there. So I assume they're gonna be starting fairly soon. We'll probably pick it up about halfway through men's physique. And then from there, they're going to go into classic, confirmation round, routines, same thing for open, and of course, all the placings. So join us back here very, very shortly. Again, please put your notifications on. If you're not already subscribed to the channel and have your notifications turned on, remember, you also have to do that in your phone settings. You have to turn on notifications or else you'll never see them. Yeah, see the notifications, the little bell thing on your phone? Yeah, it's in the settings. You all have iPhones, right? You don't have any Androids, right, people? So I'm sure some people do. Wow, somebody's writing in Greek or Russian. Good Lord, I can't make out. It's all Greek to me. Lola Montez official, top 2 LFG machines. Let's effing go. Lola just won the Arnold UK figure title. She is the One Show Pro on Instagram. Yeah, and tremendous calves on Lola, I gotta say. So anyway, yeah, sober up. Sober up. Oh, good Lord. Poor Giles. Jeez.
I think Andrew Jack's masquerading as MVP here.
Can't catch a break. All right, well, guys, we will be back shortly. So please put your notifications on. We'll be back live to cover finals for the Yamamoto Pro Cup in France. Men's physique, classic physique, and of course, open. We'll see who takes the title. Will it be Patrick Johnson, Marc Hector, Jamie? We'll find out soon enough. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back soon. Please keep it here.
Stand by.